Sweet.
How are you fine folk doing?
I'm good, man. Life is good.
I'm straight.
Good. Straight? Only straight? What happened?
Oh no, I'm cool. I'm good. We're good.
Cooling, right?
Yeah,
Excellent.
I'm living. Well, I mean, I do have one slight issue now that you mention it.
Is this video game or video game related? Oh, I see.
Oh,
I see.
No, that's
Yeah.
not even that's not even the issue I was gonna bring up.
That was good.
Wolfie just being a savage. We have no snacks in the house. I'm feeling snack deprived right now.
Is that the issue?
That's my
That's
issue.
the issue. I can get behind
Snack
that.
deprivation is my issue right now.
I've been taking snacks out of my house or getting rid of them. Today was my last little short. I'm going hell mode for the next 3 weeks. I've been every week I take something away and take something away and take something away. Now the next 3 weeks are going to be
here.
brutal.
I might drop them off here.
I'll leave
Well,
them
he
on
said
the
he was
porch.
getting
You can
rid
grab
of
them.
them,
You can grab
so-
them.
Huh?
I mean, I could drop them on the way. I drop them in the neutral location on the
that's
way.
cool.
Oh, okay. Nah, I might have to be it because this whole getting sick every season thing is for the birds. I'm just out there. Let me stop being lazy finally and stop eating so much junk food.
Getting sick a season. That's tough,
Damn,
man.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been happening. I mean, y'all have seen it. It's been happening almost all my life.
Yeah.
Or it's one of those, what is it, 7-year bodily cycles or whatever it is. This is not. Oh, excuse me. This is not it.
Neil Virgil, welcome in, buddy. Welcome in.
Thank you for coming by. I hope that you are feeling better than I am. It was just so weird because we was all over your house yesterday. We was all chilling, having a good time, and then I woke up different. I was a different person. It was crazy.
Woke up
different
It could have
person.
been you sitting in front of my AC.
It could have
all
been that.
time.
I was sitting in front of your AC. I was sitting in front of my AC in the car on the drive back, and I fell asleep with the fan pointed at me. So it could be that too.
I have questions here.
I might have answers. What's good?
We literally just went over. We had this conversation yesterday.
Yes.
I think it was yesterday.
Yesterday
About
or the
you
day
saying-
before. Mm-hmm.
You saying you don't put ACs in your face and you don't sit in front of ACs because you get sick or something, like you don't like the cold.
But
something,
so the
something.
car, I couldn't do anything about that because everybody else was hot. I'm not going to deprive them of conditioned air. And even me flipping that little thing that points at, that doesn't help. It still leaks through.
Oh,
And
okay.
the
That
bedroom
doesn't give you a
fan,
headache, though, like, right?
Yeah.
If it's pointing directly in your face, it gives you.
it's giving me a headache. Yeah. And the fan in the bedroom, I can't do anything about that. Once I'm asleep, they got full reign over everything in the room. So it was just a series of unfortunate events, but I'm feeling
Gotcha.
much better than yesterday. But it's still there. And you don't really want to be getting sick in current times, man, because everybody looks at you different. So I'm just trying to hurry up, get better, all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, these are wild times. to
these
be,
are wild
like,
times.
Under the weather. Just normal
Wild
under the weather.
times, yeah.
It's time
From
for
Squid
quarantine.
Killer, if Marvel vs. Capcom 2 makes an epic comeback, I'll tell you 2 things it cannot do if it wants to survive. I'm actually really curious about this because I was seeing some things about that.
Yep. It cannot be an easy mode game like UMVC3, single
Mhm.
button inputs. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
that'll
that's-
kill it.
It's funny you say that, dude, because when I was playing that game, when I was playing UMVC3, I was like, I'm putting in dummy work. I'm OP at this game. And they was like, yo, you got to go to the options, bro. And I was like, huh?
You got to turn it off.
Oh, you got to
You
turn
gotta
that
turn it
off.
off. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is that the game that
That's the thing I-
started it?
Huh?
Is that the game that started? No.
That came out way
Oh.
after. No.
No, the single button combo joint.
I wouldn't say it's a
No.
game that started it, but
No.
for it to be such a big game and have it start
have it.
on was a huge deal.
It
Cause-
was,
Mhm.
it
That
was
a big deal.
Calamity Trigger had it. Blaze Blue had it.
Yeah.
But
But-
and it was forced, right?
No. See, these games never. This whole forcing it thing is new. Like that's new. That's now being implemented. But before, it was an option. Like
Mhm.
you literally, as you're choosing, when you choose your character, you choose. It's kind of like MVC2. Like you choose your
Yeah,
fight
you
style.
choose a style. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you would choose real fighting style versus whatever you want to call the other joint. Like
Yeah.
whatever.
You got the easy combo. Or,
Yeah, the easy combos.
Or do the actual work combos.
Or put in work. Yeah.
See,
And-
even though I'm not adept at fighting games, y'all see me in Smash. I'm not even all that good. I wouldn't ever resort to that button
Man,
It's taking away from the experience. Like,
They
well,
also
as far as I'm
limit the
concerned.
damage you do too.
it's never been even on. It's never even. That's never been. That's yeah. Nah,
I mean,
that's
yeah, they reduce the damage you do, but if it's so easy for you to do damage, like, what's the point? Like, I'm square,
mean-
square, a 30 a bar. All right, cool. I'm gonna back up. Wait till you mess up. Square.
I mean, you're not doing a third of a bar, but I do know what you mean. Like,
Yeah.
it is whack. Like, it's not nothing that I would ever use. Like if the game has the option, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
I would never use that option. That option is just that option. It basically doesn't exist.
And
But
like, you don't even do a third of the character's moves. Like, you don't even know
I
anything
don't know how it
about
works.
like.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh,
I know. So okay, I kind of know what you mean. You have access to the characters, like all of their bread and butters, but you're not gonna do the hot combos. Is that what you mean?
no, like you don't know all of that, all of the characters' actual individual inputs, all of them. You don't know. So like to just tap square, you won't be able to do the overhead at the right time. You won't like you can't like because it's auto
Oh,
combo. You can only combo one way. It does it for you, and it usually
yeah,
does the same combo over and over.
yeah.
So like if they're guarding low, halfway through that combo, you could input a mid because you can't do that with auto combo. So
Yeah.
you are limiting yourself with auto combo. Like you're not going to beat anyone who's adept at fighting.
No.
It's not
And
gonna
that's kind of the counter argument to the whole thing is that if you are actually good at the game and you are a command inputter, and you're actually good at the game, putting time in the game, you're not gonna lose to an auto comboer. At least in Blaze Blue, like these new games are kind of different. Like
yeah.
I don't know how they work, to be honest with you. I don't mess
What
with
was
them.
it? The last fighting game I played was, I want to say Grand Blue. And they did it. I want to say they did it because they kind of had it. I want to say
No, it had it.
they did have it. Oh,
It
but
had
it made your like cooldowns longer or something like that.
No, I didn't mess
No,
with
it didn't.
It has it to a degree. So
Yeah, it kind of had it.
each button is a target combo. So square, square, square is a target combo. Triangle, triangle, triangle is a target combo, etc.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
one is light, one is medium, one is heavy.
Mhm.
So like instead of that being an individual character thing, they just made that the mechanic for the whole game. So usually in fighting games, there's always a couple of characters who are target combo based. Like Ken is target combo based. Like triangle R1 always does the same thing. So you know if you land an overhead, boom, triangle R1, you can go into it every time. So in Grand Blue, it's the same thing, but everyone has it. So
And
everyone has square, 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 triangle, 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 circle, circle, circle. Everyone
and
has
Dragon Ball Fighters
yeah.
and
That's another one of those games. Yeah.
Persona.
But it's
Persona.
different from the one that's in Blaze Blue.
Blaze Blue, yeah. So right, Blaze Blue is before all the like these new ones are implemented in the game's gameplay. Blaze Blue is before the mandatory implementation. It's optional. So yeah, they work completely different.
Yeah, like the one in let's say Grand Blue, it's like it's the mechanic. It's them trying to find a happy medium of trying to make that work.
Yeah, exactly. And the other one is just I don't know. It was just before then. It was just different. It was just trying to let the people that were didn't care about playing competitively or anything like that to just choose that option and just go like I don't know, fight with their friends or something like that.
just to be, I guess, to just be able to play the game. I guess.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
like
I
they're
guess
gonna get a rude awakening. The moment they get online, like
it's a wrap for them.
Because that's what it matters, right? Like once you get online or something, or you're playing, I don't know, but once you get online, like you're gonna know, like, like,
you're gonna know that auto combo ain't the way. Yeah.
And then that's gonna test you, like, do I really want to play this game for real? For real, I got to go back and learn, or do I want to just drop this? That's what fighting games are right now, unfortunately.
Flip says, "What the hell is Blaze Blue, bro? Damn,
where you been?
Where have you been? Arc System came out with that. Whoop! I played Blaze Blue, and I don't play fighting games.
It's the spiritual predecessor to successor to Guilty Gear, but Guilty Gear is still going. So it's kind of it's their other game. It's their other fighting game.
It's
their
like
more
Capcom
ridiculous.
Used to have like 3 or 4 or 5 fighting games out at the same time, killing it in the arcades. It's not this. It's
No.
not that world anymore.
It's
But
not.
Yeah.
Arc Systems usually has like 1 or 2 flagship ones out at a time.
Mm-hmm. And Strive is one of Grand Blue was the last fighting game that actually made me want to get it because it looked nice, it looked approachable, something I can learn easily. The same thing with Strive, but I haven't gotten none yet.
Yeah, I played the demo to Grand Blue, and it was cool. I liked it. Like I don't know, it's kind of like I like the whole cooldown thing when usability and stuff like that. I thought that was like really cool. It annoyed me that it had that auto combo thing in it, but I honestly think just like moving forward, unless it's like Blaze Blue or Guilty Gear, all these new games are just gonna have auto combo implemented into the games.
I don't get it. Just toggle an option like everyone else did, like the originals did. Like why are you? Did.
There's a Persona fighting game, and I can't think of the name of it right now.
It's not Strikers. That makes me want.
Persona 4 Arena.
Arena.
Yes, Arena.
I was gonna say
Arena. That was the first one I played. Huh?
I said because that was a big Evo game too for a little while.
Yeah, that was the first one I played where it had the mandatory auto combo, and I was like, "Whoa!" And I didn't touch that game. I never messed with that game. I was like, "Oh no, I'm good."
Oh no,
I was like, "Nah, this one's a pass." And it was just like more and more games started happening. I was like, "Yo, you got what?
Are y'all for real right now? Like,
right now? Like, is this the direction? Seriously?"
Yeah, man.
What's the word we're looking for? Accessibility, approachability, like making.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
I mean, look at where the genre is right now.
You want to know what else is approachable?
Options.
Give us options. Like I don't know. We're gonna get into the option conversation again. We always do, but.
Well, I mean, if you look at Blaze Blue and Marvel vs. Capcom 3, like they're in the options.
What do you mean?
They already tried it.
Oh, yes, right,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And it didn't work. So now they're trying to.
Whoa, Blaze Blue's still doing fine. MVC3, not so much.
MVC3, woo.
No one likes MVC.
I think MVC3 failed though because it tried like every game. Yeah. They tried to and they added a new, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like a new trigger or a new tool,
mechanic, something like that. Yeah, it's a new gimmick. They added a new gimmick in every new game, every time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did they take some of the other ones away?
And see?
Because that's what Street Fighter does. Like they always play around with new mechanics in the game. Like Street Fighter 4 and 5 play completely different. Like they have completely different systems entirely. Like the EX meter and the ultimate meter in 4.
Oh yeah.
Work anything like 5 because 5 has a V trigger in the EX meter and that's it. And it took away the ultimate thing. So like,
yeah, you have like 5 bars on SF5. I'm like, I don't know how the hell to activate any of these. The V trigger, the actual special meter. Like, there's like, how do you do all of that, fam? I'm far gone away from the days of Alpha where it was just beat 'em up, build your meter, beat 'em up.
Yeah.
Now it's beat 'em up, head games, back that canceling, all this other stuff. I can't remember all that stuff, man.
Was it MVC3 or MVC4 when they introduced the Soul
Excuse
Stone
me, there's a 4?
Oh, yeah. No, see, that game is the one that shall not even be named because 3 was at least playable.
Yeah,
Infinite
that one was decent.
garbage.
Infinite. I'm like, what the hell? 4?
They added like power stones to it.
Yeah, it was like power. Like you had to you collect you choose a stone that you start off with, and then as you fight, you get the stone and you activate a power. I don't. It was foolish.
It literally went from like super comp fighting game to like
foolish.
Like, don't get me wrong, Power Stone's a super fun arcade game, but it's not serious. You know what I mean?
It's not.
It's basic. It's super basic. Super basic.
It's hella fun, basic.
Right, it's hella fun. Right.
Whereas MVC2, the sweat.
Yo, hold on.
The sweats.
Squid Killer said what we really need is a Bushido Blade 2 remaster / remake. That was an extremely skill-based game. Loved it.
Nah, we don't need that. We need a Bushido Blade 3. Like start fresh. Like clear it out. Boom, boom. I don't want to remaster that.
I can get behind that.
3. Give me that. But I love Bushido Blade.
I wouldn't mind a new Bushido Blade.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
a
on my
new
wrong
Bushido.
screen.
I keep on saying Mushido Blade.
Mushido Blade? Excuse me?
Mushido
Love that game.
Blade. Huh?
Love that game. That game was so much fun, dude. I spent a lot of time playing that game. I beat that
Bushido,
game with
yeah.
everybody, all the
Mm.
characters.
Bushido Blade slapped. I
Yeah.
would love a new entry. I would love it to come back in some form. Honestly, I wouldn't
Yeah.
care how they did it. I would love for it to come back in some form. But it's kind of crazy how I think they leave these games behind, like these dope games, just and there's mad call for them, mad
Oh,
call.
there was hella call for him. That's why we're actually talking about this today.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Kim. I'm sorry. I mean to interrupt.
No, I was just saying, like there's just mad call for these games, and they're just like, I mean, that's dope.
I mean, like, look
But-
at this. Like, fam, why wouldn't I was bad at the game, but I always enjoyed watching people get bust down on this game with these ridiculously high combo numbers. It was just a sight to see.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, man. This was a game.
unfortunately, you haven't been able to purchase this game since about 2013 because it was delisted digitally.
Yeah. It's dealing with some stuff.
No one-
It's dealing with some stuff.
Yeah, it is dealing with some stuff. No one knows the exact reason, but you know, there's hella parties involved now. Disney, Marvel, Capcom, Digital Eclipse, which is the company that saw the tweets from Maximilian Dude. I think I pronounced his name correctly.
It's Maximilian, dude.
Maximilian Dude. Yep.
He started a movement that wanted to bring. He started a campaign, wanted to bring back Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
So yeah, and it caught Digital Eclipse's attention. They reached out. It was like, you know what? You're right. This would be ill. So we're gonna chase after it. And lo and behold, now the actual companies are involved. Disney and Capcom. They are possibly talking about bringing this back as a remaster.
They caught wind of it. Yeah, they said they caught wind of it, and apparently some people thought that they had some bad blood after the most recent
Oh
Marvel
yeah,
vs.
Capcom. Yep, Capcom
Yeah.
and yep.
Yeah, but what's his name? Mika.
Mhm.
Mika.
Mike.
Head
I
of
say
the,
Micah. Yeah.
Mika.
Yeah.
Mika.
Whatever.
I think Mika comes from Iron Blood Orphans. Mikazuki.
Mikasa?
Yeah, Mikasa. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mikasa.
yeah.
But yeah, anyways, he was saying, yeah, that's all that bad blood stuff. Like, there's so many moving parts between companies that, like, the people that are working on these projects, the average length of them even working at that company is like a year, or in that position is like a year and a half, or something like that.
Mhm.
They're probably possibly by now are moved on to another project with another company, whatever the case may be. So, he basically just shot down the idea of there being any type of bad blood. Like,
He pretty much like squashed that whole thing. He was
yeah,
like,
Good.
nah. But now he's Digital Eclipse. He's not Disney or Capcom.
no,
Yep.
he was just
So,
saying
yeah,
that the possibility
it's so low.
is really low.
I mean, I'd be excited just to keep the game going. You know what I mean? Like they had to take it off the shelves and use what you said 2013. Like
Mhm.
that's doing a whole fighting game community a
A
disservice.
super disservice.
Like we always talk about, we can always go buy Final Fantasy VII. Like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is of that caliber in the fighting game world. You know what I mean? Like that game is royalty. It should always be on the shelf. Like it doesn't make sense. So they got to work that out. They got to figure that out.
And now because of that, I dare you to go on eBay right now and try to find an MVC copy.
It's boosted.
7, 8 years.
Got both. KJ got both of them.
I saw that and I was like,
yeah, I saw him get one.
Must have spent something.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. MVC 1 and MVC 2 though. But got them.
What was the MVC 1 reception?
It was a good game.
I don't know. It was pretty good. The roster was so much smaller.
It was like 12, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, it was so much smaller than MVC 2. I don't really, yeah.
But
2 was just this giant roster. You got to it blew it open, you know?
Yeah.
It was like Street Fighter 2, and then there was Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Changed the game. And like that, the mechanics of 2 Turbo changed fighting games going forward, period. Like, so it's just one of them things. Like they opened it up, they made it a bit looser, and all those characters. It's like, all right, like this is almost Mugen, but not quite. Like,
Oh
Can
my
we get a Mugen
goodness.
remake? Can we do that? Can we get a Mugen remake? I'm trying to slap somebody with some DVDs.
What do you mean Omega Tom
Decave says,
Hanks?
Decave says MVC2 needs some patches and it will come back hard. Yeah, I mean, they did say that there was a couple of things if they was able to get to it, if they was able to do it, it'd be a couple of things that they'd want to like
oh
update, like
yeah,
net code
Obviously,
and
obviously primarily netcode, yeah.
see if
Oh.
they could do the frame rate,
yeah.
choose between 16:9 and 4:3. One
Well-
interesting thing I saw that they said was
Ooh, 6943, huh? That would be interesting.
Well,
yeah.
yeah, I mean,
That would be interesting.
He was asked if they actually got the license for it and made the game, would they do a remake or a remaster essentially? Like would they rebuild it from the ground up? And he said it'd be tough to like do completely rebuild it from the ground up.
Mhm.
He said he probably wouldn't go that route. And not because they couldn't or they don't want to, it's impossible, whatever. But it's easier to get a yes to a project that's similar to what it was originally.
right.
And it's less appealing monetarily to rework everything.
To start something over, yeah.
If they tell the company like we're gonna have to rework everything, and they're gonna be like, oh well, I mean this game
Right.
is great, but
It's old, right?
it's not a AAA. Like it's
Right.
not a new AAA game. So
It might be 100,000 sales as opposed to a
Yeah.
million sales. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
How many
So
MVC2 sales? Let me look that up.
with that being said, though, that like messes me up when it comes to my whole I want things remade type of thought process or whatever. Because there was a lot of old games that I want to come back, and I always said that I feel like PS1, like I don't think they should remake. PS2 is kind of like maybe, but definitely I don't think any PS3 game and up should be remade.
No.
I think
Yeah, like
I don't think PS3 and up should
Demon
not be
Souls
touched.
did nothing for me. I was like, we just got this game, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, I was hype about that. That was dope. But
Crazy.
the change on that was crazy. But
No, it looks great. I'm
I
just
mean,
like,
yeah, it looks ridiculous.
but
I
the
don't
old one
think
doesn't
we
look
need it
that bad. Yeah, we
Like-
didn't need it yet. We didn't need it yet.
yeah, another one was what's the name of that game? Oh, you just played the game. You beat it, the
Mhm.
first one. And then you started playing the second one.
Me?
Dead Space.
Oh, Dead Space.
That's,
Oh,
I'm like
yeah,
saying,
bro.
what are you talking
Get
about?
out of here with that, dude.
Yeah, they're remaking Dead
I
Space.
love that game now. Like I'm a Dead Space fan because of that. And now I'm like, they did that. Boo.
You don't need to
Like,
do
I'm
that.
not
It's
happy
too-
about it.
We
I
need
just feel like PS2 is kind of maybe, but definitely PS1 and back. But with him explaining like, oh, it's got to be appealing because you got to ask whatever, you got to
Yeah.
rework it and you got to pitch it to them that it's worth being reworked or whatever from the ground up. And it's really gonna suck trying to say, well, I don't know, because I feel like a lot of people want Legend of Dragoon, at
I
least
think-
a sequel. You know
for
what
a
I
game
mean?
to be remade, I think it has to be at least 20 years old. That's just my thing.
Final Fantasy X is 20 years old.
20 Fantasy X is 20 years old. Dead Space is only 13.
13.
Came out in 08. Like, don't need it. It still looks acceptable by today's standards. You don't need to remake this.
Like just playing it, I'm like,
Yeah,
like
just playing it. It's fine.
use patches, but it's fine. You know what I mean? It's good to go.
Little quality of life
Yeah,
updates.
they could just pop in.
Quite a few of those, yeah.
Things out real quick. Boom, boom, boom.
Hello,
Yeah,
Angel
keep it
Flux,
pushing.
welcome in.
Appreciate you.
I don't know. Glenn Kane says no more remakes, give me new games, and I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, me
I'm not mad at that at all. The only thing
fine
I'll
with
say
that.
is this: there's not one. There's Square. I'll just go to Square for instance. Square Enix does not have just one development team. You know what I mean?
They
So
have
like
at least 10 of them,
just
Johns.
because they make a remaster or remake, hell, you can have one part of the dev team on a remaster, one on a remake, and one on a new IP. Like
Mhm.
they're sectioned, so it's not like I'm not mad at
Yeah.
you want new IP. Me too.
Of course.
You know what I'm
right.
saying? But there's still space. Like they still have the people to be able
Yeah.
to work on a remaster, remake, or whatever the case may be.
Ty-
Absolutely.
Taekwondo Mill says, my requirements for a full-blown remake is that the game must be aged in some regard, as in gameplay or graphics. Yeah, that's why I said 20
Yeah.
years.
Dude,
Like Final Fantasy 7 to
Oh, I was about
Final
to say
Fantasy
that.
7R is literally like night and day. Like
I
it's
was
night and day.
literally
It's yeah. That's what was coming because that
Yeah, I
for
was
me is
literally
a
about to
remake.
say, I was like, dude, Cloud has no hands. Like they
That's
don't have hands.
They have
no
blocks.
fingers.
The
saying.
blocks. They have
Like-
these. Just hold on. Let me open this real quick. Hold on.
You know what? Yeah, they have like
That's
fingers.
what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Stuff like that needs a remake because it's literally it's remade. Like I say this all the time. Like that game looks like how I imagined it.
Yeah.
It
my
is a
head, you know what I mean?
reimagining, as Glenn
Like,
Kane
it
said. I agree with
literally
that.
Looks like
fine.
dope.
Yeah, reimagining. We don't want to
Yeah.
go down that.
Calling it a remake, that's not the point.
I know it's not.
Fine.
I didn't want to go down there because then we'll get into the whole. What was that game that we were talking about that we couldn't even determine what it was a of, because it wasn't a remake, it wasn't a remaster, it wasn't a reimagining. But
I don't remember.
I don't even
one of
remember
those.
what game that was.
But y'all know what
10 doesn't. Final Fantasy X doesn't need a remake. Honestly,
Oh.
okay. So I'm watching my girl play the game right now, and their CGI graphics are still amazing.
It's still good.
They still look so good. The actual like character,
the character
graphics when they're running
models,
around, not that great. You know what I'm saying? It's not that great, but
they
they're
could
good.
use,
They're fine.
they could use some work. Yeah.
They're fine, whatever. But the CGI is beautiful. But on the other end of that, I think I might have shared it with you guys. I'm not 100% sure, but I saw somebody remade Final Fantasy. Well, they remade Titus in with ray tracing and
Unreal and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it was an Unreal. Yeah, but they only showed like for his eyes, basically. It was like his eyes and like his hair, a little bit of his hair. You didn't really see everything. You could just
full
saw
model.
like potential, what could be. So like the Final Fantasy X fanboy in me would absolutely love a remake of 10. 100,000%.
However, they've re-released this game how many times recently? Like it's literally for almost everything now.
Well, yeah,
over these past 10 years.
No, it is out for every. Oh, I don't know if it's out for Xbox, but
it is.
It is
because I was about to play it, and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't play this game looking at Xbox buttons on Final Fantasy X. I can't do that. It was foreign to me, so I stopped it.
I'm done with you. I'm done with you.
They don't need. I don't think they need one. I would love one too.
It's on every console.
So that game could look even more beautiful. Run it, but
yeah. No, I mean, listen, I that's what I'm saying. Like, PS2, like, I don't know, man. I don't know PS2, but definitely PS1 and back.
But now, when you say a Final Fantasy 9 remake like 7R, tell me more. Tell me more.
Oh, we want to reimagine FF9? Run it.
Marked up his face. Why did you do that?
No, I'm reading chat.
Oh, okay.
No, FF9 reimagining. I'll take it.
Yes.
That game's 23 years old. If they're gonna do it in FF7R, if they're
reimagining,
we just said that's not the point to someone in the chat, and you yourself misinterpret the point.
I'm not misinterpreting anything. We was talking about FF9. I'm like, let's reimagine that.
Well, why are you saying reimagine? He said
let's remake FF9 then.
With the same system as Final Fantasy 7 remake. That same, you know what I'm saying? That battle system, the updatedness. We're not talking about the story they're telling.
Nah, all about the story is very important.
That's crazy.
The reimagining. Because they got to reimagine that trance system, because that that got to go. Go ahead. Time out. Go ahead. Go ahead.
If you take something, right, and you remake it, you don't have to use the same ingredients.
Okay.
It don't have to be the same exact one for one, but they're taking Final Fantasy 7 and they remade it.
Okay.
That's it. They just remade it in a different way.
They imagine it in a different way. Why we gotta like play with the words? You're right. They didn't use the same ingredient. They imagined new ones. They used those.
Glenn Kane said, no, not Final Fantasy 9. Leave that masterpiece alone. But it could use an update. It could, dude, I played Final Fantasy 9 recently. Well, I didn't even play it, honestly. I just loaded it up to check my to test my emulator.
I played it, and boy,
so Reese played it OG style. I played it recently upscaled. Upscaled, it's a little janky, but like it's good. It's really good. It's about 85% perfect. It's a little janky, but if you look at bro,
you can like literally
that's like looking. It's like I don't even know. It's like looking through a kaleidoscope. Like those graphics are they're so pixelated.
Yeah, I was
They're
gonna say you can
so
see
pixelated.
literally every single pixel on
Yes.
like it was an SNES game or something, and I'm like, I don't remember this.
You can
Showing
count the
up looking like
pixels on those.
Octopath Traveler. No, let me stop.
You can't.
You can count the pixels on those characters in Final Fantasy 9, dude.
It was I
Like,
had to upscale that. Like when
I
you
saw it, I
found
was
the
like,
new
oh my-
emulator and stuff, I'm like, I can't look at this no more. I've had my time. I can't do it. I went from FF7 block hands to I don't know. It was
I just couldn't believe that I used to look at that and think that was the greatest thing out. Well, I guess it was the greatest thing out at the time. It was the greatest thing.
It
But
was
now,
the greatest
like,
thing.
going back and looking at that, it's like, wow, how did
It's
it
wild.
look like that?
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
It
Seeing
was
some stuff.
bad.
Seeing some stuff hurts, but like it was hot. That was the hottest thing.
Yeah, no,
Cooking.
fair. But now we got new hottest thing out. So to give that an
Exactly.
upgrade, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking about.
Hold on, I
Like
see.
to give that an upgrade, 100%, man. And you can introduce it to the children's. Like you can
Yeah.
introduce your favorite game without making them need glasses. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like they can
That's
be able
the
to see it.
pixel glasses.
They
Like,
need the pixel frames.
you
I
can
see-
introduce it to the children's.
I see
it's
y'all in the
nuts.
chat introducing some other games that y'all believe should be remade. One of them from Glen Kane, we literally was talking about just before we got on, actually, Legend of Dragoon. Like, I don't why
Yeah.
that game ain't been remade.
So we
I
was
mean,
talking
but
about
this is what right. That's how we got there.
That's how we got there. Yeah.
we was talking about that because Mika says that it's good. It's easier to just to remaster. Essentially, it's easier to remaster because on games that they don't think will bring them in. And here's the thing about that. Now that I'm thinking about it, MVC2. You guys don't think that game would do numbers?
I
Not
think it
like
would do it.
giant, crazy
Purchasing.
numbers. I don't think it would
If-
do like 1 million sales right away. I
Oh,
think it
you
would
know
be
what?
slow. I think it
Yeah.
would be
Yeah,
very
because
low.
we said
Thinking about
like
it.
fighting games aren't
I was about to say that. Yeah.
it's not the thing anymore. Now, if it had been like back when like PS4 was new and stuff like that, and they remade it for PS4, I think it would have
Yeah.
made more of a killing.
Even the PS4, but FPS and Battle Royale.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, fighting games
runs
were on the
rough.
decline since
Yeah.
like mid PS3, right? So
Besides the big story narrative games, like
Mhm.
it's FPS.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
yeah, like the community, they would scoop that up quick fast.
Yeah.
The
right.
rest of quote the rest of us end quote
the general.
the
yeah.
general
Yeah.
population probably not.
And
Like,
that's
all right, so let's just do this. Would you buy it, Reese? Right now, like, would you buy it?
I'd buy it.
Okay. Would you buy
No.
a key?
no.
And I'm a fighting game aficionado, and I wouldn't buy it either.
Now the only reason I would not buy it is because I didn't own the original copy. Like I want to
owned
have
it,
the
played it,
experience.
but
Yeah, I
it's-
never
it's
like
just-
had a good amount of time with it. That's
I
why.
learned after playing Strive, that like I just don't. Maybe even before Strive, honestly, I just don't. When I played Blaze Blue, I had time and I put almost all of it into learning how to play that game to the
Mhm.
to the highest capacity that I could at the time.
Mhm.
And I can't do that no more. And I don't know. I just don't think that like me buying a fighting game, and if I can't like get good at that fighting game, I don't think there's a point in me buying that fighting game. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
That
Like
that's
if I can't
that's
put in
fair.
the time to go into the hyperbolic, there's no point in me playing that game then. Like I'll play it if somebody's like, yo,
Exactly.
screen share with me or something like that. I bet. Yeah, I'll play with you. Cool.
Well,
Let's link up. Let's do that. But I'm not gonna buy it because I'm not gonna go ham in it.
there you go.
So no, I would not. But on the
Mm.
other side of that, would you buy a? All right, we're talking remakes right now, right? So would you buy a Legend of Dragoon remake?
Would I buy a Legend of Dragoon remake? Yes. I would consider buying that.
Reese?
Of course.
Yeah, I would too. I would definitely. I want to play it right now. Like I never got to beat that game, so that's definitely on my to play / cop list. I would definitely buy a
Like,
Legend of Dragoon remake.
It's not a 100% because I need to see what it looks like. But
Of course.
the MVC is a no. Period. It's a no.
Yeah,
like,
MVC is automatic.
MVC
No.
is an automatic no for me. Like,
Yeah.
like I love the game. I grew up on it. I played that game hours on end. I burnt my hands. I destroyed controllers playing that game. I love that game. But like, I got my Street Fighter Five. Like, I'm cool. Like,
Yeah.
I don't, I don't gotta go. Like, I'm good. I don't need it. I don't need it. And also, like you
Um,
said, like the time you have to put into fighting games is you got to put in hours, bro, hours. So, ah,
I can
yeah.
get behind that.
So
Let me see
and
here.
I'm wondering if there is call for a Legend Dragoon remake. Like I know people want it. There's like petitions out there. People
yeah,
saying like bring it back, a remake, a remaster,
right.
a sequel, something in some form.
Mm.
Give us Legend Dragoon. But I
Now,
don't know if it's enough to
right.
convince
I
them,
was
like
about to
enough
say,
people.
if you add all those petitions up, how many people you got?
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
you know, after you add them up, I gig it 10,000. It still might not be enough. Like, it's just some of these games will be where they are, and it's up to us to make sure that they go on, that they live on.
I saw one that intrigued me. Where is it? Oh, here it goes. Oh no, he messed it up for me. All right. Well, Dark and Godly Villain said, give me Final Fantasy V remake with the Octopath engine. And you had me at the Final Fantasy V remake. Octopath engine, I mean, it's kind of like just like updating the game a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't give it its full, like, it doesn't give
Yo,
it its
yo, give it
full
the BD2 engine, bro.
like what it's like we in 21 right now, like on we almost at 22, like give it a Final Fantasy 7 remake, you know what I'm saying? Like, or it doesn't
See,
even,
now we talking.
that's what I'm saying,
Now we talking,
like give it something up to date. Like
bro.
you just want to just like push it, nudge it on a little bit with the Octopath. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
And And speaking of that, I
yeah,
actually, well, okay, so Glenn Kane said, you're right. We're in 21, and Octopath is still an amazing game. Absolutely. No, it is. I'm not saying Octopath isn't an amazing game. And I'm also not saying that what's the name of that Suikoden predecessor successor coming out? Uden
Uden
Chronicles.
Oh
Chronicles.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Also
yeah.
looks great. These games look great, but these games came out that way. Final Fantasy V has already been released and looks kind of like something similar to that. So we can give it, if we're going to start that game from the ground up, we might as well just update it to today's graphics.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Like, I want to see my Final Fantasy 6 or 7, 8, whatever on UE5, like
Yeah,
looking like Forspoken, bro. Like, that's what
that's
I want. That's
that's
what
what
I'm
I
into.
want. I'm
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to look. I saw somebody playing Kingdom Hearts 3 earlier today, and they was up in they just went to the toy box
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
saw the commercial for Verum Rex.
So
Bro, I'm
cool.
trying to see some stuff
I
like that.
want that.
I'm trying to see my man Butts come through looking like the guys in Verum Rex. You know, Bart's,
Here
Yeah,
we
Bart,
go.
fine,
yeah,
fine, Bart's.
yeah,
But I'm trying to see them updated, upgraded. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, I don't want
So
that
check it
halfway
out.
date updated stuff.
So Glenn Kane says not everything needs to have an action battle system. I agree with you, but we've already seen this game turn-based. So why can't we see it action-based? What's up, bro? We already know what it's like. Turn-based, we've seen it. It's a masterpiece. It's been released 1,000 times on 1,000 mediums. We know what FF5 is like that. But we don't know what it could be like if they opened it up and opened their mind
Yeah.
and broadened horizons to try something completely different, bigger, badder, better. Let's go, Archiverse. Thanks for popping in. That's
And
how I
yeah, and I don't know. I just feel like that's what I would like to see. But so I guess there is an issue right now where people are getting upset that ARPGs are starting to take over. Wait, before I get there, because I want to talk about that. But before I get there, oh man, did y'all see the Dragon Quest 3 update,
I
remake,
didn't see it.
remaster?
I did not see it. I remember you
Oh,
guys were talking about it. I did not see anything on it.
oh my goodness. Let me tell y'all. Have y'all ever just been major disappointed? Just like, have you
Oh
ever
no,
just like had
bro.
the most disappointment in your life?
The only
Bruh.
Dragon Quest I play is Yakuza Like a Dragon, bro. That's
Man, it's like Yakuza. So,
Wow.
okay. Oh, you just brought up
man.
something perfect. There's so
What I
many
play.
conversations that I want to have right now.
A
Okay.
forward-thinking JRPG.
Dude,
That's what
there's
I'm
so many
saying.
because look, if you don't even want it to be ARPG, Yakuza Like a Dragon looks great. You can have Final Fantasy V if you want it to be turn-based, have it look like Yakuza Like a Dragon. Like if you don't want it to be if you want it to be turn-based, it can be updated like Yakuza Like a Dragon.
We speaking we speaking facts today. Today's all
Now,
facts.
Dragon Quest 3, right?
Mm.
When I saw that game, they gave it the Octopath update. They gave it the Octopath update. And I was like, okay, this is fine. I've never even played OG Dragon Quest 3. So like I was
Yeah.
like, fine, okay, whatever. This is fine. This is looking good. This is looking cool. I would actually play this. I like this game. Dope. It goes and it gets into the battle system and it's dope because you're like kind of like sideways, you're angled on their left side next to the characters, behind the characters, kind of like Golden Sun. Like it looks legit like Golden Sun. I was
Mhm.
like, okay, I like Golden Sun. I mess with Golden Sun. So this is dope. And then it gets to the battle system and
Mm.
actually attacking the opponents. And it
Ah,
goes from
jeez.
you seeing your characters and the Golden Sun view to front-facing battle system. Like it literally makes no sense.
Mm.
Like, why give me the ability to see my
Is this it right
characters?
here? Okay,
Oh yeah,
so
it
you're right
literally
here.
just
There
did
we
it.
go.
So yeah.
And then now, like, and now it goes to
Mm.
front-facing battle system.
Hold on, let me
It
run that
makes
back real quick.
no sense.
Yeah, that was
No
cool. That was
sense.
cool. Hold on. So
I don't
we
like it
start
at
here
all.
because you know.
I don't like that, but I feel like maybe some of the
Ooh.
DQ fans will like it. I don't know.
DQ fans will love that because
Yeah.
DQ is front-facing, period. It's
Exactly.
front-facing, period.
Yeah,
So
it's going from over the shoulder to them being in the battle. I
Mhm.
get
it
it. Like for
shows
them,
you, yeah, it shows
wow.
you your characters really quick, and then you're in front-facing. Like, oh my goodness! I was like, well, never mind. This game is not for
Missed
me.
you with it.
This is a pass.
Crazy.
I was like,
So you-
ooh, nope.
so you were going into ARPGs, and Taekwon
Yeah.
says action RPGs are more appealing to casuals, but I'm a turn-based guy.
I
so
disagree.
my question to that is, do you not like ARPGs though? Like I love turn-based games. I grew up on them. But I love fast reacting and thinking on my feet and the huge strategy brain that goes into a JRPG. And I feel with Final Fantasy VII, they kind of did a great job of fusing those.
Oh, they
So
did.
do you not like them at all, or is it just a thing where you prefer the latter, so you don't really care for the ARPG?
I disagree wholeheartedly calling somebody that likes ARPGs casuals. That's
No.
absolutely not true.
He said appealing more to casual. So like if you're a diehard and a casual, like the casual might not like you know what I mean? It's
okay.
more appealing to someone who doesn't play JRPGs.
Okay, yeah. Okay, no,
I
agree.
agree with that.
No,
I
I
definitely
agree.
agree with that.
I agree.
Yeah. But just for liking JRPGs, you're not a casual.
Yeah, I thought if you like ARPGs, you're a casual. I'm like, what?
No, bro,
That's crazy. I heard another T-shirt idea coming up real
I
quick.
put in way too many hours to be just be like, yo, you a casual because you like Tales of Arise,
Yo,
bro.
I was like, excuse me.
Oh,
Let me see. So, because honestly, Final Fantasy 12 and Yakuza Like a Dragon are my favorite turn-based battle systems. Oof.
let's go. Yakuza Like a Dragon. I mean, Yakuza Like a Dragon just gets it right. They just get everything
game.
you like about old school JRPGs, and they just like, yo, UE4 moderns, like it looks like Grand Theft Auto 5. It looks great. It looks phenomenal.
Yeah, I said
RPG?
it's Grand Theft Auto RPG. Is Bayonetta's an RPG? Because Glenn Kane is saying Bayonetta. Okay, Glenn Kane said depends on the ARPG. They love Bayonetta but hated Final Fantasy 15. Bayonetta is an ARPG. I'm pretty sure that was an action shooter game.
Well, whenever they add any sort of RPG element, people start
Oh,
naming
you can
things
level
RPG.
up, or you can manage your inventory, or you got to sprint skill points.
Right now, bro. Stop playing. That is not an RPG.
Yeah. It's like calling Devil May Cry 5 ARPG. Like,
They said Bayonetta isn't. Isn't Bayonetta an RPG? No, it's not. As far as I've never played Bayonetta. As far as I know, it's just
It's
an
action hack and slash beat 'em up.
yeah, it's action hack and slash shooting game.
Yeah, like it's like Devil May Cry. It's an
Yeah,
action game. It's an action adventure hack and slash, whatever you want to call it. It's one of those type of games.
yeah.
Um, ARPGs are taking over, and I said this over a year ago. I'm like, in order for the genre to survive, ARPGs are the future.
The thing is, so some people are upset that and I only say this because Glenn Kane said that not everything needs to be an ARPG, which is fine and fair
Mhm.
to want that. But w- think about this, right? From Nintendo up to where we are today, there has always been JRPGs, and in the PlayStation era, which most people call it the golden era of RPGs, um, everybody and a grandmama was dropping JRPGs. Like JRPGs was coming from companies that don't even exist anymore. There
Yeah.
was way more JRPGs back then at the peak of JRPG-ness than now, right? And
Mhm.
so like now we are in the future. Now we're in the future, and it's like now it's ARPG's turn. Like now you're gonna see ARPGs coming from everybody's sweat glands because this is just where we are at in gaming. Like it's literally the same exact thing. These major companies are just following the trends of what
Bro,
people want out of games.
and I'm pretty sure that there were some people who were like, nah, I only want my RPGs to be able to be read on the screen. You know what I mean? Like before we got character
Text
sprites,
based.
I'm sure
Yeah.
that there was text-based aficionados out there like, nah, we don't need everything to be animated on screen. Nah, bro,
Yeah.
let's be progressive. Let's move forward. We still get good JRPGs. We got Octopath Traveler.
Absolutely.
We got Bravely Default 2. We're getting Eden Chronicles. Like we're getting good
And
games. But
Project Triangle, whatever they're gonna
Project
call it, but
Triangle, right? Like
we're getting strategy
Ooh,
games
don't
as
get me
well
amped. Don't get
still.
me amped. Don't get me amped.
we still get those, but like let's leave some like in terms of the JRPG, like let's leave some room for the ARPGs. Like it's their turn. Like the machines, the technology is at a point where we can allow them to get busy like this. So let them try some stuff. Let them go nuts with what they have available at
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
have an open mind and try it. If you don't like it after you try it, dope. But don't just shun it just because it's new and you don't like it. Like and
Yeah.
you think you don't like it. Like give
So
it a shot.
Glenn Kane says, but there's a lot of bad examples like Final Fantasy 15. Now, I got two things to say to that.
Mm.
One is that personally, when Final Fantasy 15 came out, I loved the Final Fantasy 15.
I
That
still
game was
like it a lot.
there was a lot of things that I didn't like about it. I hate the car system. I think it's stupid. I hate that the
Dumb,
summons don't summon when you want them to. They literally show up
dumb.
on their own, and only in certain summons show up in caves, which makes sense. Like you can't just summon gods inside of a cave, but I still don't want that because I want to just be able to summon my summons.
Yeah.
You can't
So there was
summon
some things.
a higher echelon entity in a cave. They can't materialize through a cave.
I literally just said I understand that. I
No,
get it.
it's
I still don't want
stupid.
it.
No,
Huh?
he's saying it's dumb. He's like,
It's
if he's
dumb.
an ephemeral figure, he can
Like
just
what
show
the
up.
hell? A cave is more powerful than
Oh,
you? Like what?
Yo,
I think
Reese
you
is on
think
some
to be able
other.
to just like turn his
No,
body
I
small and get
hated that, man. I'm like, cause I
yeah.
only got to summon probably twice in that game because they
Yo,
were so infrequent. I wasn't gonna allow
it's
myself to be
dumb.
low HP.
Yeah, it's dumb. But as
So
far as like the battle system went, I absolutely love that game. And the only reason I didn't beat it is because I got lost like looking for weapons inside of caves. Like I was cave diving. I was spelunking in that game too
Yeah,
much. And then the new game came out. So that was one thing I'll say about it. I loved Final Fantasy 15 when it came out. The other thing I'll say about it is fine, you don't like it, but not everybody loved every JRPG that came out back when JRPGs were at its peak. Like there was some JRPG Beyond the Beyond. You probably
yeah.
don't even know the game, but a lot of people say that game is that's a trash JRPG. Like you're gonna get a lot, you know what I'm saying? And out of the lot that you get, some of them aren't gonna be great.
Some of
It's
them ain't
just
gonna
what
hit.
it is.
Yeah, some of them ain't gonna hit. Like for you, um, yeah. Final Fantasy 15 was a slap. Like
I
it
love that
wasn't.
game.
It's not the best one, but I like it a lot more than a lot of the other ones. Um, there you go. And like it was the step forward for me that
mhm.
really did it for me. The gameplay was that battle system. It wasn't perfect. It definitely had its flaws, but it was dope. Like it was a step forward. It was the first time I played a flagship Final Fantasy, and it felt completely different from 12 back. Like it just felt like I didn't if it didn't have a Final Fantasy label on it right away, not everyone would even know. You know what I mean? Like they were trying something completely different, and
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot.
And then Final Fantasy VII Remake was an improvement upon Final Fantasy 15.
Exactly.
And now it's looking like I don't know what's going on. They hired a new guy for Final Fantasy 16, but it looks like they are staying in the direction of keeping it ARPG or Western RPG, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
And it's looking like they like that style. Like it's worked for them clearly. Like not a I
Bro,
think more people like that system than the people complaining about it because
oh
they're
yeah,
still heading in that direction. Like it's
oh
just
yeah.
still do it. You know what I mean?
I mean, look at Final Fantasy Origins. Like they're doing a Souls game. Like
Yeah.
they pay attention to what's going on and they're trying stuff. And that Souls game, that's Stranger in Paradise, whatever.
Strangers
Yeah,
in
you can make
Paradise.
fun of all the crush all you want to or
I hate
whatever,
that.
but because it's annoying. But the gameplay in that game is fire.
Phenomenal.
There is some
Phenomenal.
Final Fantasy mechanics that they wove so well into a Souls game. So sick. So
Yeah.
sick.
You
That
lose your MP when you die. Like,
that's like
who does that?
because it is a Souls-like game and
You
there's
have to
no
lose
quote
something,
unquote
yeah.
souls in the game, you lose your MP instead of souls. Like it's a Souls-like game. It is Final Fantasy Souls. And it's dope. It is I think that game is phenomenal. And if
Bro,
you look at it from a graphical standpoint, you can see where future Final Fantasy games are gonna be. And it's just like, yo, I'll never get over this. The save point and bomb are
bomb.
two things that
The
just blew me away.
bomb. You and that
Bomb just
bomb.
looked beautiful. I love the way
It
Bomb
looked
looked.
beautiful when it was tearing me up too. Cause
And the
man,
way it responds,
Mhm.
the way it responds, like when you hit it, like live action, it expands and
Mhm.
expands and then it blows up. Like it's so dope. And like
kind
the
of want to play
level,
the
like
game again.
if you hit it with a level 1 water, it expands by 1. But if you hit it with level 3, if you hit it with
It's a wrap.
it'll it'll
It'll
go right to level 3 and explode. Like that
Hit-
type of stuff is fire.
do yourself some AoE damage, move on.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah,
want to play
man,
that game again. I miss it. I'm not gonna hold you.
the future's bright. The future's bright, man.
The future's bright for RPGs.
I think Square is heading in the right direction for me,
I do
for
too.
my tastes, for my like.
Yeah, no, I think they really are too. I don't know. I'm like 90% on Final Fantasy 16. I'm like really into it. I'm excited for it. I'm obviously gonna
Yeah.
buy it day one, whatever. But I just don't want it to be so much so like
Like a hack and slash or something like that.
yeah, like a hack and
Yeah,
slash type game, like where the
gotcha.
combos are like mad infinite, near on infinite. You know what I mean? I don't want it
Right,
to be like that.
right.
Um, but for the most part, I'm like very much into. I'm very much into a lot of things that they're doing. Not everything, because some stuff, this whole Final Fantasy VII remake fiasco is just
I mean,
disgusting.
Glenn Kane says, I mean, 16 has Yoshi P in charge, just guaranteed to be a
See? And
masterpiece.
you know what's funny about that, Glenn Kane?
Naoki
I
Yoshida
care
saved
not,
Square.
huh?
You
I
cared.
care not for Yoshi P. I don't even like his stories, bro. Like I don't care
Wow.
for war and politics. I have no care for it at all. It's very played style of storytelling. Beautiful or not, you know what I'm saying? Like I followed the Final Fantasy 14 story, and it's cool. It's actually dope. It's deep. It's very deep and it's dope. But I care not for it. I'd rather a story about the characters
So,
than
yeah.
story
No,
about
no.
kingdoms and paladins.
So, Taekwon Mills says Square is going in a good direction with the upcoming projects. Avengers. They didn't have Avengers. Not their game. They published
only
it, so
published
their name is
Avengers.
on it, obviously. So it definitely is a negative mark on their
Oh yeah.
on them. But they didn't make that game.
You're allowed a bad opinion. I just don't care for kingdoms and queens, bro. I don't care for kings and queens. I just don't. I just interests me none whatsoever.
You're Chris Lee is not pleased that you're talking smack about not only Yoshida but 7R as well.
Yo, 7R.
Nah, he never spoke no blasphemy on 7R.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I
I don't like the way they're doing. I don't like the way they're doing 7. They're releasing 7R.
Oh no! Oh yeah, that's trash.
Yeah.
1,000% trash. 1,000,000% trash. But that's what it is. You know, everybody gotta make a buck.
Yo, see, Dark, you're confused. You're confused. Every game, every single game is gonna have war and politics within it in some way, shape, or form. Absolutely, it's because that's it's in storytelling. You put some form of the real world into your story in the game
Yeah,
itself. Like
yeah,
you can't have like religion is going to be in it, war is going to be in it,
yeah.
politics is going to be in it, racial injustices are going to be in the game. Absolutely, but it's what is the forefront of the
The main
story
thing.
is
Yeah,
what matters. You know what I'm saying? And if the forefront of your story, like Final Fantasy 12, was about this princess that needed to go, she was trying to get the kingdom back, or whatever that story of Final Fantasy 12 was, but it wasn't the main story wasn't it was the one main, I'm sorry, the main
yeah,
story was war and politics.
yeah,
That's what I don't like or care
yeah.
for.
Like I'm still with that, but I get you, Key. Like, especially like after like we're post Game of Thrones. Like, that's one of the best war and politics stories ever told. Like, we good. Like, I
Yeah.
feel you on that. I feel you on that. But
And you know, when it
yeah.
comes to TV shows, I don't mind. Game of Thrones, I
Oh yeah.
love.
You know
Last
what?
Kingdom, I don't know if you
Yeah,
guys. I am Uhtred, son of Uhtred. I love that show. Like,
yeah.
but when it
But
comes
you're
to my
done with it
video
in your
games,
game.
I
Okay.
don't want it. I don't
Gotcha.
leave it
Okay.
out. Leave it
That's
out.
strange that you
Yeah,
still
leave
like
it out.
the trope, but just not in your games.
In the shows, it's
Yeah,
fine. It's
it's fine.
fine. But
Okay.
in the games, none.
I'm
Um,
cool either way. It just gotta hit me. It just gotta hit me.
Darks, I like to push your buttons. We have this convo every other month. um,
But we don't even know. We only been given a snippet of the story, and you know, Final Fantasy tends to go in completely different directions in certain points of the
So
story. So I'm just gonna
Right,
wait
like
for
Final
it.
Fantasy VIII was like it started about war in the beginning, and then
And then
it's
it
not
was
about
story
something
about characters.
else.
It's a
it's
story
about
about the characters, and
Okay.
yeah,
that's that's what I
Okay.
like. That's the
Okay.
type of storytelling that I like. 7, 9, all of these, it has these wars, Queen Brain, and like
yeah, yeah.
the
And then it
uh
branches off into some other stuff to
Sid,
save
and
the
it
world or
becomes
whatever.
about
Yeah.
the characters. Um, there was one other game, but I completely forgot, so never mind.
Yeah, but
But-
but I know what you mean though.
oh,
Like it could be in like, but how Final Fantasy 16 seems to be like that's the main thing. That's the main
right,
focus.
and
As opposed
that's
to,
yeah, that's the thought
I'm
that I
not making
lost.
any assumptions.
so I can't. Dang. Oh, I'm glad I caught myself.
What? Huh?
I was about to mention something about Ultimecia and I stopped myself. I
Oh,
stopped.
Oh,
yeah. So,
I mean,
But
nah,
it's okay.
man. The game's over 20 years old, man. Whatever.
nah, I didn't beat it. Be cool.
But
It's still on
I'm
my
not
Oh,
gonna
beat list.
intentionally do that. Like if it's like, all right, we're gonna talk about something that we gotta talk about, then we'll do a blanket statement, spoilers. But I personally know my friend hasn't beaten the game and he
I
wants
have
to play
not.
it. I'm not just
I've
gonna be
not
like, yo,
beat.
hold this intel.
nah, she
Be
does
cool.
something and it does that
But
thing, and then you gotta do this
Reese,
to
shut up.
undo that.
Shut up, Reese. But what I
Okay,
wanted to
fine.
say
I'm
was,
muting.
when I saw Final Fantasy 16, I saw like the images and whatever, and I was like, "Ooh, that's looking olden time." They went to the olden time. I was like, "Ooh, okay, all right. This is fine. This is fine." Like, it could be about war and politics, but it's probably not. Like, it's fine. This is fine. And it was like, "Oh, we've got the writer from Final Fantasy 14," and I was like, "Oh, I'm done. This is all right. Well,
You mean
at least
the
the battle system looks
creative
good."
director of 14, not necessarily the writer?
Whatever. The dude from 14 who saved Final Fantasy 14 is on Final Fantasy 16. So it is a high possibility that it's going to be about someone's brother is mad at the king from the Amalur of the other country coming through and taking the ring because he don't have the sword.
No. You haven't even finished anything after A Realm Reborn, so you actually have no place to say that.
That it won't be about kings and
Yeah.
queens.
Because that is like the second the expansion you're on. Yes,
Yeah,
definitely war and politics. After
Yeah.
that, not so much, if at all. Actually,
After Heaven's Word?
yeah. Stormblood, sure.
Heaven's
Heaven's
Word
Word,
is
nah,
not.
nah,
It's not.
not at all.
It's not Kings and Queens and stuff.
That's
Heaven's
something
Word is
else.
the last one.
No,
No.
Shadowbringers is the
That's
last one
I'm
currently.
on now. Heaven's Word is the second one, and it's Heaven Ward. You're going,
Heaven's Word, yeah.
It's not about Kings and Queens and politics anymore.
Oh, Okay.
But I think Stormblood gets back on track. I don't know after that.
Mm-hmm.
Stormblood gets back. What do you mean Stormblood gets back on track?
The Kings and Queens
With
and all
Wait, which one is Stormblood? Is that the
Storm-
one? Is that the last one?
No, that's the second to last one.
Shadowbringers is the one that everyone goes crazy for.
Okay. There's too many games.
It's mad games, bro.
Yeah. They got mad games.
Yo, that game got
Yo,
mad games.
I can't stand you.
14-1, 14-2, 14-3, 14.
Yeah.
That's the game with the most sequels
I mean,
ever.
we're on 14-6
is-
right now.
Oh,
14-1? Nah. Stay away.
No. We don't count that.
Yeah, we don't count that. We don't count that.
2.0 is a Realm Reborn, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But A Realm Reborn is 14-1 now. Like
No. 14-2.
2. That's 2. When you load it up,
wait.
it says 14-2. That's
Yeah,
2.
it's 2.0.
Oh,
They still count 1, but it's dead.
Yeah, that's
so it's what is it? 6 stories then?
we're
Altogether?
about to be on our 6th. Well, all right. Oh man. Okay.
If we're counting
Peep.
14-1, that's what I'm saying.
So
Okay.
the story from Final Fantasy 1.0 to 6.x, whenever they decide to finish the story, is a single story. Let's say it takes place in this single
I know
realm.
That, but
okay.
So there's A Realm Reborn, Heaven's Ward, what am I listening?
Stormblood.
Stormblood.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4. Is there any more?
Shadowbringers.
I said that.
Nah, he already said that.
Oh,
Endwalker's
and then
a new one.
Endwalker is the one that's coming out.
And then Endwalkers is coming out. So we have so there's 6 stories then.
Right.
Because if we're counting 14-1, and then
count 1. Yeah.
This is this is the 5th expansion. Yes.
this is the 5th one, and then
Yes.
the 6th. So the 6th game is about to come out.
Kind of, sort of. Yeah. It's weird. It's weird.
When you word it like that, yeah, but I get what you're
Yo,
saying.
bro,
I get what
When you
you're
think
saying.
about it, they
If I'm
released
wrong,
it.
Are these expansions, quote unquote?
Yes.
Are these expansions
Uh-huh.
basically full on games, like full old games, right?
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
They are.
Hundreds
Are
and
they
hundreds of hours.
$60?
Mm-hmm.
Are they $60?
No.
Eh.
40.
Oh,
They're
they're 40.
40?
Okay.
60 if
Are
you
they-
want to get the collector's edition stuff.
It's
Okay,
60
I
for
thought they were
Reese.
60.
60 for me. Yeah.
60
for
for Reese.
Reese.
I always
This
thought
is-
they were $60, but okay, they're $40.
Oh, like Iceborne. 40
Fine.
bucks.
They're still sequels. These are sequels. These are whole sequels.
Absolutely.
And from Dark, $100 from me. Because you
Oh
get
my
the physical
God.
collector's edition.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
These are sequels, man. These like I mean, look, I'm not. It's not a knock on it for me. I'm just saying, like that's how I look at it. Like the games, it's 14-1, which is dead, and then we got 14-2, and then we got 14-3, and we got
Okay.
14-4,
Okay.
14-5, and now 14-6 is about to come out. Like it's just the
Mhm.
longest story
Yeah.
in Final Fantasy history.
So,
Like
8 years.
so now looking at it like that, this is why Reese was never upset about buying Final Fantasy VII R2.
I've been doing
Yes,
it since
he's been doing
2013.
it.
see,
He's been
no,
yeah.
see, no.
And I'm
Nope,
like, nah, I can't
nope,
just back
nope.
it. I can't
That is
just
not
back
the same
That's fine.
argument
Don't back it.
whatsoever. Not the same argument because this Final Fantasy and I've actually said this about Kingdom Hearts as well because we've always called Kingdom Hearts a milk, right?
Okay.
And Kingdom Hearts technically is not a milk
It's not. It's
because
not.
every game that they release is a new story, a different story, an untold story.
And it's canon.
And it's canon.
Canon untold story. Now when it comes to Final Fantasy VII Remake, this is a legit milk because it is telling a story already told,
Mhm.
sold. We don't know how many times, but more than once, so multiple times.
Yeah.
And so you are selling me something, a pre-told story.
Right.
This is
a story that's already out.
Pre-told story already out.
Yeah.
You're selling it to me in pieces, and that is
crazy.
a milk.
It's
That
crazy.
is, Kingdom Hearts is technically, I still feel I'm being milked, jugged, for instance. Like, but
Jugged.
I'm being jugged for Kingdom Hearts, but like
7R jugging, bro.
Yeah,
7R.
that's
7R is a milk. That is a legit milk.
I almost didn't buy it. I almost remember. You just remember, I might not buy that. I might not buy that.
7 Remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was always on it. Like oh man, y'all, I was going on off it. Reese was like, I remember when I was hyped for it. I saw like the battle system, dope. Oh, this is looking sick. And it was
Mhm.
like, yeah, the whole game's gonna take place in one town. And I never shut up about that. I was like, this is like, I was pissed off. And Reese would always be like, but are you gonna buy it though? But you're gonna buy it though. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna buy it, but I'm still mad. Like, I'm still mad. I'm
Uh,
so mad.
You still bought it though.
Yo, like they just
And you
sold me a
had
$60 game
a good
for a
time
4-hour segment.
for
Yeah.
a 4-hour segment.
crazy.
Oh man, I'm glad I got to saw Midgar as they envisioned it in 1997, but obviously didn't have the resources to do so.
Yeah,
That's
like,
cool.
I know what you're saying in that regard. Like it is a like they're going deeper into the lore. Like Jesse is a character now. You know what I mean? Like these
A whole
characters are all
singer.
well fleshed out and all that,
Hmm.
which I get. But man, it's
Nah,
still man.
you
You
could have
charged
gave me
me
more
a lot.
game.
So that I already beat.
You could have gave me more game than that. Than a town, my boy. A town. You could have gave me more game.
It was good though. It was my game of the year pick last year. Oh, it was good. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
From Glenn Kane, see, here's my problem. They said they weren't going to change the story, then they did. I don't
Where
care
did
that
they say they weren't gonna?
yeah,
Go ahead.
You mean
Go
the
ahead.
whisper stuff? I don't want to get into that.
Wait,
Oh
I
my-
don't care that they changed the story. I care they lied about it. Where did they say that I've never
that they
said
weren't
they
going to change. Yeah, I'm curious.
Did they say they weren't going to touch the story? Was that when was that? Where was that been said at? Like
Because
where's
honestly, the story
documentation for that?
is about 75-80%. There was very few like changes. If
It's about the same. The
It's
end
about
was
this-
very
yeah,
different.
the end was something else.
And then did you guys play the DLC at all? Or do you have interest in the DLC at all?
I haven't.
going
I
to play
just
the DLC.
I'm gonna
I
play it.
haven't.
Yeah.
You have it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Be cool.
I can't talk. I can't speak.
Yeah,
but like,
You gotta
nah,
be
I play the DLC.
cool.
you'll see. You'll see. So
You'll
like,
see.
I can't,
Okay.
I can't,
Respect.
I'm
can't-
so stoked to finally play
Respect.
it.
yeah, I can't speak on that, but you'll see. So
Yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
I'm stoked to finally play that.
yeah, some
on my
people, yeah.
PS5
Oh my.
because you can't.
Oh yeah, because it's PS5
And
only.
that's
Yeah.
another. I mean, like I said, Square is going in the right direction as far as the games that they're making and the things
as
that
far
they're
as
doing.
brainstorming and all that.
But
damn,
like,
correct.
some of their practices are abhorrent, bro. Like releasing a game on the PS4 and then releasing the DLC for that game exclusively to the PS5. Yo,
you know Sony and Nintendo always they do so much stuff similar, bro. They still got each other's backs. Like that.
yo,
Square
like,
was like, I got y'all.
who, bro? Who?
That's such a sucker move, dude. I don't. Yeah,
That's just, yeah, that is
That's
just, you
me.
can't do that. You
Can't do that.
cannot do that. You can,
alienated the whole
and the fact that
population.
nobody rioted, like people are just like, oh, got to get me a PS5. You know what I'm saying? Got to get me a PS5. No. Certain people, but it wasn't enough to form the mob. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Wasn't it?
That's what I'm with you.
The
I'm like, why didn't
mob.
more people get like back this? Well, like, bro, it's
No.
easy.
This is my. It was this. I already had a PS5 before this announcement came, and I was like, "What are you doing? Like, this is stupid."
Bro,
This
I
is
wouldn't
dope.
spend my own money on it. I said someone gifted me $20 to buy it because
The
they're like, you
DLC?
have to play it. It's important. The DLC's hot. You like the game. Stop being stubborn. Here's 20 bills. I was like,
Yo,
sick.
yeah, I never got to. I didn't purchase it. I never even got to play it. I lived through a series of streams that I watched, like a bunch of different streamers that I watched, and I finally landed on somebody playing the end of it.
Nice.
And I will say that it is extremely important and could change your perspective on Final Fantasy VII Remake. It is extremely important. The DLC is.
Interesting.
story.
Okay. I
Um,
like that. I like
I'm
that.
in. It was my
But-
game. Of
Yeah,
the year,
I
so
have
I'm
it,
in.
so I'm gonna.
No. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying I'm not saying you'll think the game is good or bad. I'm just saying your perspective on the story of the game. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
But-
got you.
Yeah. So, but
I'm cool with the story. I don't know about anybody else, but it's
it is
fine.
very important to the story. It's just the fact that they just released it on the PS5. I never got to play it myself, but I lived through other people, and it's just like, bro, like you could have released it, duo released it on the PS4 version and the PS5 version. Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, man.
Chris Leach
they got
says-
questions about this.
They also shouldn't have released 7R on PS4. The game was designed for PS5. It's painfully obvious from Intergrade. See, I don't know, bro. I don't know if I can't agree there. I feel like I played it just fine on the PS4.
It played perfectly fine on PS4. It still looked great.
Yeah.
The PS5 PS5 version is obviously more smooth. It's better hardware. Like
Yeah.
the PS5 version, the performance version is nice. Oh, it's brilliant. The visual version, the 4K version, not so good. Not so good.
Too few frames.
Yeah,
Chris
it's only
Lee
30
says
frames per
it
Too
second.
few
feels-
frames.
Yeah, it's
Chris Lee says it feels so much better on the PS5. Well, that
Oh,
makes
yeah.
sense.
Well,
It's the
that's.
next gen
I
console.
mean, yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
but that doesn't
But-
mean you can't play it on the previous gen console. Like,
or that it wasn't good there or it wasn't made for it. Like,
yeah,
no,
that doesn't make sense. Like,
it played like a dream on the PS4. It just
Yeah, I
it's
didn't
just-
have any
You
issue.
didn't know it could play that good until you played it on the PS5. Like my nephew was here just the other day, and he's playing Road Company. And he's like, you noticed the difference. PS5 is different. I'm like, yeah, you noticed the stuff. It's different. You definitely noticed it. You
yeah.
definitely. But
And-
Road Company still slaps on PS4 and Xbox and Switch. Still hits.
Everything plays better on PS5, of course.
Like, you're playing on the next gen. That does not mean it doesn't work on the previous one. Like, nah, it did fine. It was great. I ran through that game. I had so much fun playing
I had
that
a
game.
blast with it,
That was a fun game.
It's
game.
fun. But they just that whole DLC debacle. I don't know. It's just absolutely wild to me, and I just think that's not cool. I think that's very unfair of them to do something like that.
Straight garbage.
And we'll never know why. Or they might tell us why, and then we're gonna be like, "That's stupid," but nobody's gonna riot because
I don't think they'll ever say why. Honestly, like
it's very rare they do.
ever give
Yeah,
us
it's
a reason?
very rare they do.
Yeah.
But this is where we're talking about. When like, it was. What was it that Sony said? It's not beneficial to our back end, to our pockets, to release it for old. Whatever, man. They ain't gonna.
You talking about online? What was it?
I didn't want to say because I got you started. It's not sustainable to do what Xbox is doing.
Sustainable, yeah. Well, that's because your joint's whack, bro. Your joint is whack. Your joint is whack.
You can't download the games and play them whenever you want to. That's you got to fix that.
I think they went for like. Don't get me wrong. PS Now has like over 800 games. Game Pass has like around 300, somewhere around there. But that's a quality over or quantity over quality thing they dealing with over there because their systems, bro. You can look at the numbers. Google the numbers. Google PS Now users versus Game Pass users. They blowing them out the water, and Game Pass came out years after.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Yeah, so
it's not even close.
It's not sustainable because you didn't do nothing to. I mean, you did update your system from what you originally had. Your original system was Blockbuster essentially, right? They just tried to.
Blockbuster
online.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of consoles, since we're on this topic, I want to say all three console manufacturers have had major, well, probably not so much Xbox, but they've had major updates to their consoles recently that we thought we should bring to note. So let's start with our favorite console first, being the PlayStation 5. Oh, never mind. Y'all both made faces. That's clearly not your favorite system.
That is my favorite system right now. That is my favorite system right now.
I didn't. I don't have a.
You don't have a favorite?
Oops. I made a mistake.
Oh my goodness. And let me see. This update came out 5-6 days ago, actually, the 15th of September.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We can finally expand the storage on our PlayStation 5s via an M2 SSD. Good luck getting one right now, though, because, global chip shortage, everything's up in price right now. So, me personally, I'm going to be waiting until Black Friday because I want to put a 2 terabyte in this thing.
Yeah, same. Yeah, we already spoke about this.
We had this conversation. Yeah, put a 2 terabyte in there, call it a day, because these PS5 games are going to be huge. If Warzone is any indication,
oh man,
it got damn near 200 gigabytes for a single game. That was bigger than any PC game I had owned. A console game was bigger than my PC games. It's kind of crazy. But
how big is like Deathloop's like only 30 gigs?
Let me look right now.
I think Call of Duty is the only game that just be eating.
It
Yeah,
just
like-
be eating.
Yeah, like I don't think everything's gonna be on that level. I mean, there is gonna be some.
I'm trying to
Of
go
course,
to
like,
my
whenever
thing right
Grand Theft Auto
here.
6 is released, so we can be like
Grand Theft
200
Auto
gigs.
6.
But like,
Steam
Yeah.
library,
I
Steam
mean, to be
apps.
fair though, like Oblivion, I'd say or not Oblivion, Skyrim is bigger than Grand Theft Auto. What was out at the time? 4?
Is it?
Grand Theft Auto,
So
no,
Deathloop is
five,
taking
it's
up.
five.
5 was out
Is
at
it-
the time of Skyrim.
Yeah,
Well, not at the time, because 2011 was Skyrim,
2011. It came out
2013.
after. Yep.
2013.
So Deathloop on my PC, I don't know how much it is on PS5, is 30 gigs even.
Yeah, but GTA 5 is a bigger file because of the graphics and all that stuff.
I want to say
Yeah.
it's over 100.
Yeah, true.
I d-
Skyrim's like 60 gigs, and GTA is like 110.
My Skyrim Special Edition on PC. Oh, I don't know if I want to count this, but it's 40 gigs.
40.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like really low. Yeah.
Because I have
Right.
I have mine modified, and I don't know how much space that's taking up. It's not a lot, but it's probably a little bigger than it should be.
Anywhere between 30 and 40 gigs for Skyrim. But there is a large graphical difference between Skyrim and Grand Theft Auto 5 though.
Yeah. And another thing, using Siege as an example, if you download that, I think it's like 40. But on PC, you have the high res texture option, which will bring it all the way up to 100. So I guess it definitely depends on the game and
Yeah,
what
but
they
we're
want to.
talking console version though, like just console version.
Yeah,
It's
just
not gonna do that. It could. I mean,
It
we
could,
be heading
yeah.
to seeing that with other games, right?
I'm-
But in terms of not installing packages, like visual packages,
Just the
I don't
base
know-
game
I don't
and
know-
like.
I don't know how close we are to that
Because-
for console.
I think we may be getting to that point because now we have the option of uninstalling portions of games we never had the option before, like Black Ops, Cold War. My man's
Yeah.
Key uninstalled campaign, uninstalled zombies, uninstalled the other one.
From all that.
Yeah.
That makes sense instead of taking up all 200 gigs of assets that you're not going to use.
But
That is
uninstall a texture package.
Oh, you know me, I'm downloading that.
Dude, that whole like getting to decide what you want to install is an unknown that I didn't know I wanted. Like I wasn't even thinking about that. Like, but that's something that's great that I love having.
I
But
was,
can't.
but
Oh wow.
yeah, I don't know. I never knew how they would have put it on console because I've been playing PC games. You could do the same thing on PC, obviously, but
Right.
when you
Yeah,
download items from like the PlayStation Store or the Xbox Store, the way they package it, it never was an option to segment it like we can now. So yes, there's a amazing quality of life improvement that they introduced this console generation.
To not have to download campaign mode or zombies
Oh, my
was
goodness.
fire. I was like, this is amazing. This is amazing.
So yeah, PCIe 4.0, very important to note because only specific M2 SSDs will work with the system. It needs to be as fast or faster than the onboard storage. 250 gig minimum. I don't know why you would waste your money on the 250 gig M2, but a 4 terabyte maximum.
What does the console start with?
825.
Yeah.
Which is technically 660 something.
6. Oh, so yeah, why would you do that then?
So you still don't have a terabyte even with that 250. This is kind of crazy. What else is it? You can move your PS4 games to that M2. Let's see. You can do 3D audio through your TV speakers if it is supported. That's something new. But you know me, I keep my headset on. I got the 3D audio right here. Let me see. It differentiates between PS4 and PS5 games. So previously, I would have to go to the game with right click, which is the button, whatever it is on the controller, go down to game version, and I would have to look at which one had the check mark, which was annoying. Now it'll actually say PS5, PS4 right next to the title, which is amazing.
When I downloaded Lost in Random.
In game library, I think B's gonna like this one. Go ahead, B. I'm sorry.
No. I just was agreeing with Keela. I just love that they have that thing now, like that. They'll let you know
Differentiate,
like, the black symbol for PS4 and the
white
thing for PS5, and it duplicates in your library now. So like you can visibly see two separate icons instead of the one icon that you had to hit options and go in.
That was they changed the UI every single time. So we went from cross media bar to improved cross media bar in 4, I'll say, to whatever this is. I feel like they've regressed in a lot of areas, but they're coming back to form with these updates.
The update is money. Everything you can do, everything chat related, all from the game base. The first screen.
Finally, it was a literal chore. You know how these guys got on me like when the PS5 first came out and spending the whole 5-10 seconds to put the base on the console, things like that. I didn't care about that. Obviously, they did.
Yeah,
getting in a party with my friends should not take more than a few seconds. I see them online, join it. And the annoying thing about it was that they changed it on the PS4 before the PS5 released. So they made it more complicated on the PS4 to make it complicated on the PS5 to finally go back and simplify it again.
Does it still create 500 different message boxes?
Depending on who's in the message group?
Depending on like who's in the party.
It's done like the party just stays open always.
Mm-hmm.
It's always there. So like your main ones are always there. So you whenever you want to join
the commonly used ones are up top.
Click on it and you're in, and it's a chat. But if you create a new one, it's going to create a new room.
So you shouldn't. What you're saying is you shouldn't make new ones. You should just join your old ones since they never closed.
Make whatever ones you need, and then that's it.
Like a message thread. Like
it's a message.
Just like send me like when you open your phone, it's just there. You just click my name and you just type.
Yeah. So they finally.
That was very confusing. I had so many open on my joint. I had.
I had to get rid of a lot of them.
I cleared it. I have like 4. Just the main 4 I use.
It's the main ones I need. Yep.
Yeah.
So in game library, the install tab is now the first tab you will see. Making it easy to find games that aren't on your home screen, which that's what they need to improve. But
they made a ton of like little quality of life changes that like really matter. Like it's a ton of them. So like we're not giving you guys.
We're not. I'm not going to go into it. I just wanted to point out the ones that affected us that we've complained about.
Yeah, it's a ton of them.
So game. Nice. You just mentioned the game-based stuff, that all the gameplay simplification, trophies for those of y'all that are interested. The control center, which is kind of still a confusing aspect of the PS5. Whether you hold the PS button or you press it, you get two different. You get two different. Hey, listen. It could be simple for some, not simple for others.
Dude, holding it and pressing it, I still get mixed up. But again, I don't use my PS5 too often, but I do get mixed up. I'm like, hey. And how do y'all close the game? Because I go to the switcher. I go to switcher to close the game.
I go to switcher to close the game. It's the faster way.
Yes, sometimes I use switcher.
That's the best way to do it. Okay.
I mean, I usually don't close games. I just go start the other one. Like I don't have to, you know.
Okay, because it'll close it automatically for you.
Yeah.
Got it.
So that was PlayStation. Like I said, I won't be doing anything as far as that external storage is concerned.
So the Switch has something that no other console has
currently
right now,
and it's very important to me because, like I said, I like having headsets on my head all the time.
Yes,
Bluetooth.
They added Bluetooth audio support to it, and can I use my iPhone, my AirPods?
You can use anything.
Yeah, if it is a Bluetooth audio device, you can use it. You can use like a portable speaker, your headphones,
AirPods,
whatever. And it's actually pretty damn loud.
You set it up?
Oh yeah, of course I did. You know I did. The moment that update came out, I'm like, yes. But unfortunately, there obviously is Bluetooth. There is a slight, quarter millisecond audio delay, but you have to actually be actively looking for it to notice it.
Look, man, just don't play
play Beaten Rhythm. Melody and Memory.
Kingdom Hearts. Huh?
Just don't play the most recent canon game for Kingdom Hearts.
What is it called? Melody of Memories? Is that what it's called? I think.
We keep talking about this and we keep forgetting it.
I always forget that game. Yeah, just don't be playing that. Don't be playing that.
Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. That is the one.
It is Melody of Memory. Right. Okay.
Melody of Memories. Yeah, just don't play that and you'll be straight. You'll
be fine. You'll be fine.
Don't play anything music related on that.
You'll be straight.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bluetooth is enabled on there, and it's kind of sick.
That's a big deal.
He said the fact the rhythm game is canon. Let's not talk about it.
Let's not talk about it.
Listen, it's not. So I have not beaten that game, so I don't know if it's a retelling of another story or something like that. But yeah, it's canon, and that's crazy. Canon to the story.
Let me see what else did they do. So I just learned this actually. There is a update dock feature. So the new docks that are coming out for the OLED model, which can be used by both models, base Switch and Switch OLED. Sorry, Switch Lite users. Apparently the dock is going to be getting updates now. Yeah. So that's going to be interesting to find out.
Yo,
everybody's updating their stuff. Like the controllers get updates now. Like life is good.
Do you guys? Oh, that annoys me. But do you guys? Do you guys think the Switch Lite will get a dock eventually?
No, it's not possible because the USB-C port does not output video, so it does not matter.
Oh, the USB in the I didn't know that.
It does not output video. That is meant to be in your hands.
Specifically, the one on Lite does not output video.
Yes,
I did not know that. Did not know that. All right, never mind.
There it goes.
What else is it? Maintain internet connection in sleep mode. So in the past, obviously, you turn off your Switch, you turn off the internet connection, which could interrupt anything that you were doing internet related.
Absolutely.
Which is really interesting that they did that, because y'all remember the DS, all of those. Street Pass. Do y'all remember Street Pass?
Nah, what was that? I don't remember that.
So if you had a DS in your pocket, okay.
Well, I have a Lite, but it was way after.
It was a system where if you had a DS,
no internet.
And no, you didn't even need internet. You would have your local thing on, and you would pass by somebody else, like on the bus, walking by, wherever. And if you cross somebody with Street Pass, it was like the DS mini game in there. You would collect things like that. But the point of that saying was the connection was always on even when it was closed. So for the Switch to not do that, that's really interesting that they're just now enabling this almost 4 years later.
Yeah. They're just, I mean, I'm glad they did something that they seem to would normally never do. I'm glad they did that, like by just a tiny update, right? I'm sure this update was mega small.
All of their updates. I'm gonna tell you something. I've never seen a Switch update download. I would always turn on my Switch. It was like, yo, we got this update ready. You trying to do it? Every single time. I've never seen one download. No.
I've had to download them.
Interesting. But yeah, they always do these.
I don't use my Switch nearly as much as you guys. So whenever I go back to it, I'm like, all right, let's start it up from scratch.
Honestly, I don't remember about my downloading of updates. I know when I try to open a game, I gotta update games like all the time.
Yeah,
but I don't know about the console itself.
Last two things on there. This first one, the method to initiate calibrate control sticks in system settings has changed. I'm assuming this is in relation to the whole, Joy-Con drift, things like that. Actually gives you the ability to kind of correct it. And finally, users can now view their wireless internet connection to see if they're using 2.4 or 5 gigahertz bands on their router, which is obviously important. You want to be using faster internet. That was Sony. That was Nintendo. Now there's Microsoft.
Xbox, Xbox was like, yeah, I mean, we all right. Our system's cool for the most part.
We're just gonna push all these system stability updates and all that. That was literally their last one in August, was a system stability update.
It's literally like when you update an app in your phone, it's like, we improvements to the improvements.
It's just some normal stuff that they do. And they doing some normal updates.
Their last major update was in May when they made those quick resume improvements, pass through audio, and all of that other stuff. But
was dope.
They did have an update on one of their peripherals, at least their controller.
Yeah. I think that, especially with them, like that matters, because like with Xbox, like you're buying into their system, into their ecosystem. You know what I mean? So like having the controller is definitely a huge deal. Like that update is fire. What they did with that controller, it's cool.
Yeah.
Now these have to do with the Xbox One controllers, Xbox Elite wireless controllers, and Xbox adaptive controllers. So at the Series S, Series X controllers, in that the white adaptive controller that they're talking about. So basically, they support BLE, Bluetooth Low Energy, which is the new Bluetooth standard. Better compatibility across devices, so you'll be able to play wirelessly on Windows 10 PCs, which you always were able to. iOS 15, which is I've actually been doing a lot of remote play from my Xbox onto my iPad with a Xbox controller paired to the iPad. It works flawlessly.
Monster Train,
Perfect Dark, whatever.
You're supposed to be watching UFC event.
We were watching. I was getting the game.
You just stay home, bro. Like,
nah, I had to see the fight.
Yeah, was playing Monster Train at an event. That is hilarious.
Xbox, but that's the crazy thing about these modern systems. You can just play them anywhere.
But yeah, and Android devices if you are not a iPhone user. Reduced latency supposedly, which is very important for Bluetooth. I just said with the Switch, if you have a Bluetooth headset, it's possible you may have audio latency. Yeah. This is reduced input latency, which is important in any video game, period. So,
and the main function, the double tap.
That's the big tap. That is the big update. And you want to know something funny about that? That was giving me grief the way I was trying to use it. And now, man, look, what happened?
No, we just got a raid from Megalox. So just shout out to Megalox and the Megalox crew
for the raid. Appreciate
Thank y'all for coming through. We're currently talking about the recent updates that our console manufacturers have been pushing toward us. Really quick recap for y'all that have just joined. PS5, you can finally install an M2 drive to expand the storage, things like that. Switch, you can use a Bluetooth headset now. And the dock, apparently, the new OLED Switch dock can be updated. Don't know what that entails, but we'll see when it releases in October. And better cross-device connectivity from Xbox controllers.
I never had it. I don't have a use for that, but I guess it's useful for like you, Reese, since you do the your remote play from your console. So
yeah, so it's connected to my PC and my iPad.
So what was the issue before? Oh, wait a second.
The issue before was that once you paired it away from something, you would have to repair it to that device.
Repair it, right? Yeah, right.
The thing is, the new feature is you double tap. Is it the button in the middle or the sync button on top?
I want to say the sync button on top.
It's the sync button. Yeah.
They basically
from your PC to your console, and if you double tap it again, it'll go from your console to your PC. I just want them to know what it is.
I've been skirting around it. Yeah. No, I was gonna get to it eventually because Bluetooth.
You know what? Bring it up first so that everybody knows.
All right, fine. But talking about Bluetooth switching like this has been a thing for certain devices, like my headphones. I can switch between devices on the fly, but it's very few and far between. So for a controller to implement that, and in such an almost effortless manner, you literally just double tapping a button.
Honestly, dude, that would be great for me because I use my Xbox controller for my PC all the time. I even got to so I got to the point where I have a controller specifically for my PC and a controller specifically for my console.
That's what I do.
The problem is my PC doesn't have Bluetooth. So although this would be amazing for me, I can't even use it, and it hurts.
So yeah, you would have to get the you might as well just cop the wireless adapter for the Xbox controllers.
The wireless,
yeah, and it'll still work that way. It'll actually work more immediately, yeah.
Like the PS4 dongle that I had.
Got
it.
And it'll sync to that.
It'll sync with that.
I mean, what's the point? If I have to plug it in, I might as well just keep my controller plugged in. Like if it's going to be plugged in, if I have to have something in a USB slot,
I get it. You know me. Well, like I want to get up, and then mine is everything has to be wireless. Like, what if I want to get up?
So did I, and then I ran into a major problem with my mouse, where my mouse is now plugged in because there was too much Bluetooth going on over here, and my mouse just couldn't find it. My mouse had problems.
Yeah, I keep my mouse and key hardwired in.
My mouse and key are hardwired.
Like you said, there's a lot of Bluetooth over here.
My keyboard is my keyboard is wireless. Almost everything is wireless. Kind of.
Which is funny because this is the only wireless thing I have. Everything else is wired. So you're more wireless than me.
Yeah.
But the PlayStation, they expanded their the way they do the share play thing now. So
That was
you
so
can
sick.
just
We
mute
actually did it
stream
yesterday.
like a stream as
Yeah.
long as you want to. You can just watch it as
That
long
is
as you
dope.
want. And then you
Because
That-
go in. But this update came out a little while ago. It came
it
out a
was
couple months
it
ago.
was before this one, yes.
Yeah, where you
but-
could just share the screen, but only PS5 viewers could just watch you the whole time. PS4 viewers would have to come in and do the share play and only have an hour. But now it's
That
across the
1
board.
hour.
If you're in the chat, the party chat on your mobile device, you can watch your friends play from your phone while you're out and about and still talking to the chat off your headset or
I
however you use
swear
your phone.
Sony has been
Speaker.
listening.
It's
That's
very
fire.
Because what was we saying back in our PS4 days? I wish we could talk to y'all via phone. And then
Yeah.
it came out
Yeah.
like, damn, I'm out the house right now trying to see what you're playing.
Hmm?
Now we can. It's crazy.
It's a dope feature because I use it all the time. Like when I'm walking around the house or I go out back or I'm like walking around or I'm doing something, like I can still be in the party chat and hang
Mhm.
out.
It's
And what's going
so
on.
And
It
now
is
you
nice.
can watch games. That is dope. That is a dope feature.
like a mini PS5 in your hands. Except you can't play the games. You just watch them.
You're
Talk to your
watching
friends.
stream. I watch streams all the time, all
There
day.
you go.
The little stuff
Hey.
from Discord is already showing. The little things are already popping.
Yeah, I was thinking that the Discord thing. Are they still working out something on that?
I mean, they have the partnership that they agreed on, which is out and about. But what they're working on, I have no idea.
Let's see if we see anything. Because I don't think nothing has been said about it since then.
I
That was
haven't heard
way
anything.
back in
No, I-
May.
Like the partnership is locked in. Boom. Oh, everybody's hype. And then they bought some stake in the company, and then that was it. I haven't heard anything since.
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
only thing that says on now, Sony and Discord announced a new partnership in May 2021 that will bring the popular messaging platform directly to PlayStation consoles by early 2022.
Oh, so the platform is coming as well.
Yeah.
We're about to get Discord on. Oh man.
Oh,
That's
that's
not what I said, bro. Oh my goodness.
Exactly
That
what
is
you
about
said.
to be.
yeah, Glenn Kane.
Oh,
Back in May,
man.
Sony and Discord formed a partnership because prior to that, we were in belief that Microsoft was about to buy them for what was it,
that's what
10?
they wanted.
That's what they wanted for like 10 bill or something like that.
12.
12.
It was
No,
12. So
no,
like,
didn't they offer 10, but they were worth 12? Or
They offered
No.
10.
they offered 10?
10, and they offered 12. They're worth 15.
They were
Oh, yeah,
15.
so
Yeah.
bigger numbers, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously that fell through, and now we got this partnership and Discord on console.
Bruh, PlayStation's about to go off in 22.
Yes.
I mean, they're doing those updates are fire.
The updates
I didn't
are
know that whole share play thing until Sunday. I was like, oh,
it's slick, right?
yeah.
See
The
now,
SharePlay thing's been out for like a minute, like 4 months. It's been out for a minute.
Yeah. But, I don't use the PS5, so I didn't know it existed.
that it existed.
It's
Uh,
pretty dope.
I don't feel. I was gonna scroll
then
through
you
and see if
can
I can
just, like,
find out, but
Swap the controller around. Anybody who wants to play, like that feels like going to your friend's house and just hanging
Yeah.
out and handing them the stick when you die. Like that.
And it's perfect for the times.
Masterful.
Perfect for the times.
Yep. It's
like
masterful.
yeah, like I said, we tested yesterday, and not knowing it, we were still playing it. It was. I didn't
Seamless.
feel like any lag or anything like that. It still looked crisp on my end because the PS4 share play was a little rough sometimes.
Well, you're still gonna have SharePlay lag. That's just,
But no,
You're-
I don't think so because you know how PS5 is actually fully utilizing our network now, way more than the 4 did. Sorry, so
absolutely true.
there will
Absolutely.
still be. It's not possible to have no lag over the internet. Not possible.
But it's way better.
But
It's way
I'll say
better.
like the PS4 was like 10 milliseconds, whereas the PS5 is probably like 2-3.
Because when me and Key were playing Virtua Fighter 6 or whatever that was, it was horrible. It was horrible. You
Yeah.
can't play a fighting game like that. It's
Now,
horrible.
was that the game or was that the?
No, how would it be the game? We share played it live, like
Mm,
live.
When we played that, was that after that update? Yeah, right.
I think it was after the share
was
play
it?
thing had been implemented, but the PS4 people couldn't just view your screen yet.
Yeah, okay.
They would, in order to see your screen, they would have to get into the hour share play thing.
Flip says,
Now-
remember when y'all was Team Xbox, told y'all Team PlayStation?
I'm team nobody. I have
Team
every
nobody.
single one of the consoles. Like my
Yeah,
Switch is
I
right
have-
here.
what they
But-
I
do
have
when
hope
they
for the
do it.
console.
Yeah.
I just call it like it is. Like if somebody's doing something dope, then they're doing something dope, and if they're doing something trash, then they're doing something trash. Like
Yeah,
I
that's
have
what we've been
both of
doing
them.
that the whole time.
Yeah,
Y'all remember that surprise episode where we finally had something bad to say about Xbox? It happened.
As a matter of fact,
Like-
at the beginning, before the console dropped, they
yeah.
were making some horrible moves. And then
Oh yeah.
Sony made a terrible move, a horrible move. And Microsoft's been capitalizing ever since. Going nuts with the release of the consoles. Like from the release dates, it's Xbox has been crushing it.
Yeah, they both been crushing it. They're both
Yeah, like, they've both been
improving.
crushing it. Oh, right.
They're both improving in their own way. They're both about to get heavily invested in cloud. Obviously, Microsoft, but they're going to go further.
They destroy like the cloud, the whole ecosystem and community thing is being done so well by Microsoft.
And Sony
Like-
has an opportunity to catch up with this. Let's just
Sony's
see
doing
what
good
direction
stuff
they're
right now.
going.
Sony
Sony
does
does-
what Sony does. They create these big blockbuster stories and things to get you to buy their console. And I just feel like Microsoft is like, come into our ecosystem. Like, you don't have to buy their console. Like, I don't have one, and I love Game Pass. I love everything Xbox is doing.
yeah.
I get to enjoy 90% of what they're doing without even owning the console.
They have. It seems like they have two very different focuses when
Yeah,
it comes to
Two completely different.
like like I guess consoles or games or something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
We had a conversation about this
We did like last week.
on the late night. Yeah, and
You, Jay, and I.
Microsoft has always, they're a software company, and Sony's a
They
hardware
have
company.
this. Yeah, they have this.
So
Microsoft
wants you to
has
get on
this
their thing, and Sony wants you to buy their thing.
because that's all they
Yeah.
have.
That's all they have.
Honestly,
So
you
Microsoft is
have
like,
with
become a
Sony.
part of our family, and then
Exactly.
Sony's like buy into our
You
family.
have to buy into the Sony family.
Yeah,
It's like buy this thing.
Have to. Whereas Game
Yeah.
Pass, I don't have to own a PC or an Xbox. Honestly,
Yeah, you could. I mean, going forward, yeah, I know you could own a Stream Deck.
put on the Stream Deck.
the Steam Deck.
Oh
Like
yeah, the
it-
Steam Deck.
So
And
universal. It's so universal.
Game Pass on the Steam Deck. That's gonna be crazy.
Oh man,
We'll see.
we're so about that. I was like,
We'll see. Really quick, because we didn't touch this at the beginning, and it was actually the the title card for this panel here. Our impressions on Deathloop, and whether or not people are torn as to whether or not this should be considered a game of the year, even though it's only been out for a few days.
Sheesh.
The ratings are all around for this game, actually.
Lil
Yeah.
Mac Jr. asks if the Steam Deck is a handheld PC. Yes, it's
Basically,
basically the
yep.
handheld PC. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
it's a handheld PC. Yeah.
Absolutely. You can
So-
put anything you want. As a matter of fact, you could delete the OS.
You
and
can
put
delete the
whatever
OS, yeah.
You can-
Windows,
yeah.
Linux,
you just
whatever.
throw your Ubuntu on there if you want to. And live your best.
Ubuntu.
You could.
I just like saying that word.
Oh my goodness.
I know it's a great word.
So I noticed there was
Yeah,
Mhm. there's a difference between the Metacritics for the PS5 and PC versions, and I understand that be only the PC versions and running into the issues that they're running into.
Yep, Little Mac.
88
Whatever you
Metacritic score, 61. Oh yeah, emulate definitely. 61 user score for PlayStation 5, whereas on the PC, same 88 Metacritic score, but a 40 user score for PC.
Oh, because people
However,
are-
because they're running into a lot of the stuttering issues, which I did experience once. It's kind of bad actually.
you should have just bought it on console with me, so I can invade your game. You can invade my game, but you don't
Is it
want to play
not
with
cross-platform?
me, so it's fine. I don't know.
We
I'm
don't
just
know,
throwing
but
it
he's
out.
gonna keep giving me grief for it. He's gonna do it every time until it actually happens.
Yep.
I don't understand why you bought a multiplayer game.
I don't-
You say you buy single player games for PC, which is fine, but this one's a multiplayer, so I'm confused as to why you didn't buy it on console.
I didn't
It's a
intend on
single-player
playing
game.
the multiplayer.
Somebody can jump
No
in.
intent. Okay,
I didn't
no
intend to
intent.
play it. Yeah.
Fair.
It never happened.
But man, people are digging into this game. Oh, and some of them I can't even read because of spoilers. I'm still relatively in the beginning point, but
regardless of the bad stuff, like this clearly
There's-
some glitches and some things, I'm sure.
But-
what are the like what are the other people saying? Like, what are the critics saying about the game?
Let's see. From PlayStation Universe, I'll just read the top one. Deathloop is not only one of the most conceptually ambitious and well-executed games ever made, but Arkane's PS1 song has also a boundless energy and ingenuity that no other game can match. Quite simply, Deathloop is an unparalleled synergy of first-person shooter design, explorative bliss, and narrative complexity that we won't see again for a very long time.
Bang. Well, I don't have to read mine. Bang. That's how the game is dope. Yeah,
I've had
whenever I
fun.
get a moment to play this game, like whenever I get a moment to play a game, I'm always like, all right, what's top of the list before I revert back to just playing whatever I'm
FIFA and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. Before I just go play FIFA. And I'm like, it's been Deathloop consistently all week. Whenever any moment I get, I need to play that game. I need to play that game.
I would love to do that, but when you say moment, you talk about like half hours and things like that.
Half hour to 2 hours. Any moments I get.
Yeah, I would need at least an hour with this. I'm gonna get sucked in. And I'm gonna forget about my errands, and then I'm gonna get in trouble. And I'm like, nah, I gotta.
It's like this faux roguelike, looping yet straightforward linear story.
Roguelike.
Yeah, it's because of the looping. Like when you die, you go back to the beginning. Unless you have unless you are at the part of the game where you can spend energy to bring things back with you per loop.
Yep.
Yeah, man, the game is fire. There's so many different. Like I've watched compilation videos of people doing all these different wild runs and things. It's like crazy the way you can plan out your runs to get certain items, to beat certain bosses. The bosses are quirky. Like, yo, the game is a smash. It's a smash.
The Dishonored heads came to show out their skills because
they showed out.
That was one of the primary complaints of the game. Actually, was people think it was a rinse, wash, and repeat with just a different story because it plays the same, it looks the same, things like that. Nah, man, this is not the same game.
Nah, bro, this is crazy. This game is nuts.
This game is nah.
It basically took Dishonored and flipped it on its head in all the best ways. Like it's wild. I'm loving this game right now.
And like PS Universe said, it's a combination that we ain't seen in a while, probably ain't gonna see in a while. So, but people are already tossing out that game of the year mantle on it. What do you think about it so far, or do you want to give it some more time?
Cool your jets, man.
Cool
I don't
your
even
jets.
know what's up. All right, chill out. It's only been a couple days.
It's only been a couple of days. Yeah, game of the year for a couple of days is a reach.
Jets, but it's a sick game.
It's a good game.
Why they put it up there? It's like Bethesda produces another banger, you know.
Well,
so shout out to Arkane for making that banger,
making this damn good game that I'm gonna be wasting a lot of hours on.
Flip asked a good question. I mean, what else would you consider game of the year for 2021?
For 2021.
I mean,
yeah, I need to look at the release list and then I can get back to you, my boy, because a lot of games came out this year.
Well,
there's a lot.
I've actually beaten a lot of games this year, but it'd have to be a game that came out this year, right?
Yes. Game of the year.
I mean, but that's for me. The new Ratchet and Clank was the best Ratchet and Clank. That game is crazy.
What about all the 21 releases though? Like,
and we also have 3 more months left, so
that's fine. But
that's the thing is like there's more time left. But right now, I would say between Ratchet and Clank and Returnal, as opposed to
Returnal's really
as
high.
Opposed to Deathloop. Yeah, Deathloop. I need more time. I need more time with it. I don't know what anyone else is saying is dope, but I haven't spent enough time with it for me to be like it's at game of the year level. It could be. It has the potential though. It's fire. The game is heat.
Yeah, Returnal was the counter argument for a lot of the people who mentioned Deathloop as game of the year. But like, fam, have you forgotten about Returnal? Like,
bro. Returnal is different, bro.
That game makes that is a roguelike. Yeah.
That game's hard. Returnal hard, bro. That game hard. I love that game. Yeah.
Let's see here. But Key, how do you feel about it? I know you ain't
about Deathloop?
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't like that game. I mean, it was all right. It looked all right, but I didn't nah. It was it was mid. It was all right.
I own the game, so we gonna be beating that.
Owning it doesn't mean you like it.
No, I like it.
What do you like? How
Huh?
you feeling?
I haven't gotten the.
Yeah, I can't
I
get
haven't.
nothing, bro.
Nah,
He's
I
like,
like the
"Oh, yeah,
game.
I
That's
like
it.
it.
It's a good game.
I like it."
No, I haven't gotten the experience of Dishonored.
Yeah.
So
You
I
don't have
own.
to have that experience. How you
No, I
experiencing this Deathloop?
Just the
no
question is simply,
no.
how do you like it, and what do you like about it?
That's it.
If y'all would let me finish, y'all would get why I mentioned that. But forget it. Now I'm not gonna mention it anymore. You know me, I'm into my roguelikes currently. And like you said, the faux roguelike, I kind of got that feeling about it, honestly. This is, I like games that give you freedom. And even this is kind of like a sandbox. You can do only certain things because you're on a time limit, you got to do certain things, but I feel like I still have infinite possibilities to chase this the way I want to do it, despite these constraints. So I'm beating the game my way.
Right. That's the sickest thing is you can
I'm
beat
beating the
it
game
so many different ways. And it's like you planning a course to beat the game because you know the objective now. Like, all right, I got to do these 8 things in this one day, and I have to plan the course to get it right.
You got to get it right. I dare you to mess up.
Help you beat certain. Oh, it's sick. It's sick, man. It's dope. I'm enjoying it a bunch.
Can't wait till I can actually put some more hours on it.
Glenn Kane, I think you're right. Glenn Kane says, wasn't that strong of a year for games for me this year? I think I
Closest
agree.
thing to game of the year is BD2.
Oh no, not
BD2. BD2 came out this year?
Yeah, March.
Yeah,
February, March.
Oh.
Let's clarify really quick before we switch on to our final segment.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I really loved.
February 26th. So I was close.
Like this is why it's tough to even have this because gaming season hasn't even happened yet.
Nope.
Like when gaming season gets here, like then it's
end of the year.
The end of the year. Yes.
What's scheduled to come out that time though? Anything y'all?
What in holiday season?
In the holiday season, anything hype y'all could think of? The Pokemon remakes are coming.
You had the list up, and there was a ton of stuff on there. But now I'm like drawing blanks. As you asked me on the spot,
I'm like, blank. Let's see, September. Okay, October. Really quick. FIFA 22. That's for B. Wasteland 3. Far Cry 6.
Wait, Wasteland 3 came out in 21.
October 5th.
It's scheduled for the holiday.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cult of the Holy Detonation DLC. Never mind. That's a DLC.
Okay, I'm about to say.
Far Cry 6.
Okay.
Lego Marvel Superheroes. Metroid Dread.
Metroid Dread's coming.
Back for Blood. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Age of Empires 4. Super Mario Superstar. Mario Party Superstars. Sorry. Call of Duty Vanguard. Horizon 5. Shin Megami Tensei 5 for Switch. Battlefield 2042. And in December, Advance Wars 1 and 2. Halo Infinite.
So there's some big ones.
There's some titles coming out.
Big ones? Those are
there's a Halo in there. There's a Battlefield in there. There's a Call of Duty.
Okay. Oh, I wouldn't count
big games in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, gotcha.
It's not
That's
gonna
not
sell
a big game.
Whoa. Tease out. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I was gonna say that like I was thinking of like story-based games, like action or not action, like one player like story-based games. That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for.
Far Cry 6.
Like Far Cry 6, right?
6,
That's
yeah.
Yeah.
Single player games? Yeah, I'm scrolling back up on the list.
I mean, those are at a premium until Sony's ready.
Right. Yeah, everything's I honestly I agree with Glenn Kane. It wasn't that strong of a year for me. Maybe when Guardians of the Galaxy comes out, that'll be dope, but I don't know if that'll hit like game of the year.
You don't think so?
Guardians of the Galaxy?
No,
you think?
But it's looking like it's capable.
It could potentially be capable.
But all the storylines and the way it interacts with the characters, battle system looks fluid.
I'm very impressed.
Combos, it's looking cool to me.
I'm very impressed by Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, I am impressed by the game. It's just not a strong year for games.
It is not a strong year for games. You heard it here first, folks.
That's my opinion though. That's just somebody else could say,
Yeah,
nah,
like,
this
like
mad.
for me, this year's been hitting, bro. I've been playing so many dope games. I'm enjoying them. Like Lost in Random is banging.
Oh,
Like this
Lost
game,
and
Yeah, but it's
Random
not,
is
no. That game is dope, but I don't think it's like game of the year. You know what I mean?
no, but you said
Like,
it hasn't been a dope year in games. I'm like, there's been some dope games that have come out this year. That's what I'm saying.
okay,
Like,
fine
say
and
it's
fair,
a
but
year, like they were
I
having to
was
be like,
I was
I-
talking in the context of like looking for something game of the year is what I meant. Like we was looking for game of the year at the time.
gotcha.
the only game I'm truly looking forward to at the moment is Dokkaevi that I am legit hyped for.
Yo,
Dokkaevi is looking like a title.
Dokkaevi looks dope.
I'm hyped for the technology. I don't know what it is yet, so I'm just like, I can't wait to see what it is because now they changed it from an MMO to an
Yeah.
online and multiplayer game. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I didn't know it was
I'm gonna
supposed to be.
quell my expectations for whatever that is. I don't know. What
Honestly, bro, I thought it was a single player game. So the fact that it is multiplayer in some sort, that makes it better for me. I didn't even know it was an MMO at first at all, to be honest with you. I thought it was a single player game.
Oh,
But anyways, it's time for everybody's favorite segment. The segment everybody loves, that everybody waits the entire episode for.
crazy.
And that is, of course, B's throwback of the week.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do this quick. We're running short on time, and this game doesn't need a huge introduction. Anywho, it was developed by EA Canada. It was published by EA Sports Big. It was released November 5th, 2001. So once you say EA Sports Big, that kind of puts it in a box. There's only a certain amount of games. that
NFL
were
Blitz.
released. Oh, you're close. You're
We did
close. You're
Blitz.
close. But I did Blitz.
You
This
did
is
Blitz, yeah.
SSX Tricky.
Ooh.
It's
Tricky.
Rock around, it's tricky.
Ooh.
SSX Tricky.
Tricky. Imrod MMA always first. It's crazy
Always
how
first.
Imrod is
I love
always
it.
first.
Yo, Imran, how do you feel about SSX Tricky? That's
SSX
yo,
Tricky.
I actually had an absurd amount of fun with that game.
Dude, it was
It
really
made no
fun.
sense how much fun I had with that.
It was good. These extreme sports arcade games had their time.
They had their
Tony
oh
Hawk
yeah.
was best game. It still has one of the highest Metacritics of all time. Like
Oh yeah,
these
literally.
games, these genres have their, like JRPGs had their spot. The action sports games had their spot. FPS is, this was one of the special ones. This game
Would you
came out and blew people out of the water. No one expected this to be this good. I don't care who you are. You wasn't like the snowboarding game was gonna slap like Tony Hawk is. You just wasn't thinking that. Or at least I
really
wasn't.
quick
Yeah.
question. Would you consider
Yeah.
like Cool Borders and SSX Tricky all sports games? Since
Yeah.
is-
Yes.
okay, fine. Then I have been playing sporting games longer than I thought. Because Cool
Oh, yeah.
Borders 1 and 2, boy.
I never
those
played
were-
Cool Borders. I played
I
played
love
Cool
Cool
Snowboard
Borders.
Kids.
Cool Borders was lit.
Snowboard
And
Kids
then
slap.
they stopped
Yeah.
with Cool Borders and then SSX, and I'm like, oh man.
Yep. Because I didn't even play the first SSX, but when SSX Tricky came out, I was like, "Yo, gotta
It's,
get
it's
that."
a wrap.
It
It's a wrap.
was.
I only
Yeah,
played
it was
SSX
crazy.
Tricky at the Baker House.
Yeah. This game was. I spent a lot of time with this game, and then I think I gave this game away to like everybody. I think maybe
To
G
every-
negative.
Yeah,
had this.
I was
I think
gonna
I
say
to Imrod. and he
Imrod,
gave
yep.
it to- oh, it was a community game. After I was
no,
like, here.
that's what I was gonna say. I played that at y'all's houses, and we were just having a blast with
A
that.
blast.
From
The game
Imran
was
MMA,
dope.
1080 was trash. You know what? We're not gonna
1080.
go over there.
Is that, yo, is
It's
that
another,
skateboarding game.
Inline? Y'all played Inline for OG Xbox?
You
The
talked
inline
about this
aggression?
before.
Aggressive
Inline-
inline?
Yes,
Aggressive inline was heat.
Aggressive inline. Yes, that was the one.
Inline slap for
Aggressive
OG
inline
Xbox.
was heat. Yeah. I think it was on PlayStation as well, because I think I might have played it on
Was it?
PlayStation.
I played it on
Yeah.
OG Xbox. It was around. It was that game, and it was Wolverine's Revenge.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
No,
yo,
so
we
Let's
beat
not
that
start
game.
with this Wolverine's Revenge.
Yo, because now
no.
Insomniac, Insomniac got to do it, bro. They
they
got to
do-
do it.
They
They
do
gotta
have.
do
They
it.
do have to do it.
They
I
got big
can get behind that. I
responsibilities
suppose.
in there.
Wolverine's Revenge. Oh man, that game was way before its time. That game's too good. Maybe it was right at time. I don't know, but it was a banger when I played it. I love that game.
I'll watch some gameplay because that game's too old for me to go back to. Y'all are
probably didn't age well.
raving
I
about
don't
it. I
know.
have to see it really
You
It
quick.
should
probably
watch
didn't
it.
age well, but you would like it because of the stealth aspect.
Yeah.
You
Does it?
literally, yo, you kill dudes in their sleep. Like they be dead and they be
So
sleeping
good.
in the bed, and you just murder them in their sleep, bro. Like the game is so good. And I don't know what the
I get
soundtrack
behind
to
that.
the game. The soundtrack to the game in my head is Linkin Park.
I was gonna say
It's
y'all
Linkin
even
Park.
listen to Sound Park. What the Sound Park? Wow, the soundtrack because of Linkin Park.
Yeah,
So-
it was just
Yeah.
Linkin Park.
Straight up, the whole time, bro. We was just jamming.
Just Linkin
Yo, look,
Park.
like just imagine like shredding someone in half, and it's just like again by myself.
Bro.
It's so
Oh
good.
my!
You jump off the side of a building. It's like you just take their neck off.
So good.
Oh man, it was phenomenal.
Yo, play a stealth game like Mark of Kree or Wolverine's Revenge and listen to metal. Guarantee is gonna
You're
hit.
gonna have a good time.
Guarantee it.
Yes.
Guarantee it.
But
Unfortunately,
with that
it's
being
that time.
said,
It is time, unfortunately.
it is indeed time. See you guys next time. It's been another episode.
Wednesday, right?
Oh my god.
Yo, we'll see you Wednesday. I think we're playing Kenna, right? Yeah. All right. Yeah. We're playing
Wait.
Kenna, Bridge of
Are you-
Spirits or whatever.
Spirit.
Key.
Yeah.
Please take us home.
This has been another episode of Trigger Talk TV.
Trigger Talk TV.
Trigger Talk TV.